Friday Night Football greetings from the Jim Landers broadcast booth at the Palace in Benton. It has been a Chamber of Commerce day, the kind Gary James would order up, and a postcard-perfect fall evening for football, for Benton Fighting Panther football tonight. Tonight finds the Panthers in very unfamiliar territory coming off last week's 40-35 loss to Sylvan Hills, as it was Benton's first conference loss since Week 3 of 2022, as the Panthers had won 24 consecutive conference games. Panthers come in tonight 3-2 overall, 1-1 in conference, and standing in the way of Benton's effort to begin a new win streak tonight are the Sheridan Yellow Jackets. The Jackets, with famous alum Dio Vanucci, enter tonight's game 2-3 overall, 1-1 in conference, following a 48-42 home loss last week to Jonesboro. It's a game that Brad Harris likes to dub the Battle of Highway 35, and I know we'd all love to see a repeat of last year when the Panthers pummeled Sheridan 72-25. I'm Jim Gardner, joined as always by Terry Benham, Justin Ray, and Dio Vanucci. Tonight's broadcast of Benton Panther football is presented by Everett Buick GMC and sponsored by Lost Pizza, Legends MVP, Hamilton Family Dentistry, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Jones Heating and Air, Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union, Midtown Mechanical, Neo Home Loans, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, Solex Aesthetics, the City of Benton, Elliott Electrical, Truman Ball Real Estate, Lane's Chicken Fingers, Allied Glass, First Security Bank, Riverside Grocery and Catering, Jones Heating and Air, ACDI, True Gentleman and True Boutique, Congo Fireplace and Patio. By the way, I heard a new radio spot with Clayton Mertens, the voice of Congo Fireplace and Patio, on the buzz today. And Edward Jones agent Caitlin King, and my beloved Westside Wellness. Guys, it's good to be back home 2 weeks in a row. It's kind of an anomaly on the schedule this year that we get to be in familiar territory, Terry, 2 weeks in a row.
Man, and what a beautiful day that we get to come home to. And what a great way to end your week, right?
Yeah.
You get to come home and watch a little high school football, and man, what a match that we have for tonight.
Yep, Benton and Sheridan, and Dio, you know this game from both sides.
I do. Well, it's been this matchup ever since I moved. Moved to Benton has been something that's always been circled, anytime we play. And at first, I got to admit, I was kind of pulling for my old alumnus, but nowadays I bleed that maroon and gray a little bit more. So my brother's no longer coaching at Sheridan. He's moved on to England to greener pastures. So I've got zero dog in the fight. I'm hoping the Benton puts a whooping on him.
Justin, you have a little Sheridan connection now with your new employment.
I do. Yeah, the company I work for now, Roof Connect Service Solutions, they are a kind of the Everetts to the Sheridan football team. So they're highly invested, and I get to talk smack every day, and I do.
I was going to say, has the smack talk been thick down in Grant County this week?
It actually started probably week 1 of the football season, and I haven't let up since.
There you go. Carrying the maroon banner down there for the Panthers. Let's rewind to last week in the 6A East, as Panthers had a very disappointing homecoming loss to Sylvan Hills, 40-35. As we said in the open, that broke a 24-game conference win streak. El Dorado went all the way to Marion and won 28-21 in a big matchup. Jonesboro beat Sheridan 48-42. Catholic over West Memphis 44-28. So tonight in the 6A East, there's a 2-0 team, an 0-2 team, and everybody else is 1-1. It's kind of a separation night in the conference, as Sheridan is here to play our Panthers tonight. Sylvan Hills is at El Dorado tonight, Terry, in a huge matchup in the conference.
Man, it really is, and Sylvan Hills is going to have a lot of confidence coming out of that game, because not only did they win, and they win on the road, but they won in a very physically dominant fashion. I mean, it's a really good football team we played last week, and they're going to find a really physically fit team down in El Dorado too. And I'm anxious to watch the score on that one because I think it's going to be a fabulous matchup.
It will be. Sylvan Hills at El Dorado. We'll keep an eye on that game. Catholic is at Jonesboro in a battle of 1-1s. And the Crittenden County rivalry tonight, Marion is at West Memphis.
Yeah, well, that's one of those games you kind of expect Marion to leave tonight 2-1. Really curious to see what happens with Catholic and Jonesboro. One of those teams is going to be 2-1. It's possible Sylvan Hills is 2-1. El Dorado will be 2-1. Winner of this game tonight here is going to be 2-1. It's going to be the same thing next week. Yeah. Until there's some separation. So this game is extremely important to the Benton Panthers and the rest of their season. Justin and I were talking up here not only from just the win-loss record, but the psychology for the Benton players after last week. They need to really rebound this week.
Absolutely. It's a bounce-back Friday for the Panthers. Last week in Saline County, Bryant broke open a tie game at halftime and defeated Little Rock Christian 49-21. Malvern jumped out early on Harmony Grove. Harmony Grove couldn't dig out of the hole, and the Cardinals fell 34-21. Arkadelphia doubled up Bauxite 42-21, and Jason Kelly's Glen Rose Beavers smashed Magnet Cove 55-0. Tonight in Saline County, Bryant is at Pulaski Academy, where the visiting side holds 75 comfortably. I imagine if you weren't there by noon, you didn't get a seat tonight on the Bryant side. So Harmony Grove, the long trek down to Genoa Central tonight. Nashville is at Bauxite. That's a really good matchup.
It is. And
Glen Rose is at Jessieville. We'll keep an eye on that Bryant PA game, Terry. I really don't think anybody's going to challenge Bryant, but PA is always a wild card with style of play.
Well, it always is a wild card, but I'm going to go out and make a bold prediction that game is over at halftime.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
Tend to agree with you. So tonight we got Benton and Sheridan. Benton leads the all-time series 28-9. As we mentioned, Panthers won last year 72-25. Panthers have won 8 straight in the series, and as Coach Harris pointed out to the team about 4:30 this afternoon as he encouraged them, he's never known what it was like to lose to Sheridan. In fact, the last time Benton lost to Sheridan was in 2012, so that's a streak we need to keep going tonight, Dio.
Well, it's absolutely a streak we need to keep going, and we'll talk about it here in a bit, but Sheridan's going to have an improved offense from what we saw last year, but Benton's offense going against Sheridan's defense is going to see a little bit easier sledding than we saw last week against that Sylvan Hills defensive front. So hopefully we can.
Yeah, in terms of style of play, though, Sylvan Hills gave us a bit of a primer for tonight.
Yeah.
Onside kick every time, went for it on 4th down every time, didn't punt.
Yeah.
The only thing they did do that Sheridan does not often do is they kicked extra points.
Yeah.
So Benton kind of got a preliminary taste of what they'll see tonight from Sylvan Hills last week, and Brad Harris is going to address that in his coach's interview right after we take a 2-minute break on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football, owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting, specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
You know, Sylvan Hills Friday was a bit of a primer for Sheridan. They went for it on fourth down. They onside kicked. It's like you're going to get to see for the second week in a row the same sort of philosophy.
For sure. And, one of the keys to victory that I talked about last week is getting off the field, because we knew that they wanted to go for it on fourth down a lot, And last week, man, Sylvan Hills was 6 of 8 on fourth downs. That's phenomenal, And we just couldn't get off the field. If we get them off the field 1 or 2 times out of that 8, more, and or 6 more, it's a different ball game. But we just couldn't get them off the field. And you're going to see a similar coaching style this week. Sheridan is definitely going to onside, and they got multiple onsides. They're probably a little bit better at the onside than what Sylvan Hills was, because Coach Kelly's been doing it for so long. He's got more gimmicky onsides than what Sylvan Hills did. They just kind of lined up, pooched it around. But you're going to see them go for it deep in their end a lot. I've seen him go for it on, inside the 10 and be 4th and 12, 4th and 18. And he just believes in his system. He feels like he's going to have plenty of opportunities to score at some point. Last year, it didn't work out well for him at Sheridan. We ended up getting a short field several times and capitalized on every one of them. And one of our game plans going in last year was try to pin them deep, keep them deep. Make them force the issue on them to go for it deep in their end zone. It worked last year, and we're going to try to do the same thing. We've got kickers that do a tremendous job of kicking it out of the end zone, takes their return game out, and they've got to go 80. And so we're going to have to do a good job this week defensively, keeping them in deep situations and 4th and longs, and make them earn it, and we're going to have to get off the field. So a lot of things that we got to see against Sylvan Hills is kind of a primer, like you said, for Sheridan. And Sheridan is very similar as far as throwing the football around, and they've got probably the best athlete in the conference in Zay Stevens, and he's a phenomenal player, and we're going to have our work cut out for us.
So last year, Sheridan was 0 for 6 on fourth down, set up some short fields. All 3 phases scored, and it's a 72-25 game. You look back and think, boy, if you could have held Sylvan Hills to 0 for on fourth down, that might have been a mercy rule game. That's how much that can turn, that fourth down.
For sure. One of the fourth downs that stands out to me the other night with Sylvan Hills was 4th and 8, 4th and 12 maybe. And they run the little receiver slip screen, and I felt like we got crack blocked with Monson, and it turned into be a touchdown, eventually out of that drive. And then we had a fourth down that they threw a little, 5-yard hitch, and we busted coverage, and he goes 70. That was 2 fourth downs that were big fourth downs for us if we get off the football field there. But like you said, last year we were perfect on fourth downs, getting them off the field, getting short field for our offense. We were talking about it today. We scored 72 points, but I think last year we had like 300-something yards total offense.
Yeah.
Wasn't big offensive night because we had so many short fields, and then we scored 2 touchdowns defensively, had a kickoff return touchdown. So we need to get really good in all phases of the game Friday night, but defensively is going to be the biggest challenge for us.
Yeah. So I went back and looked at it. Sheridan actually had 30 more snaps in that game last year, 72-42. You only snap it 42 times, score 75 points. As far as the Sheridan defense, it's the first odd front we've seen this year.
Yeah, they have changed things up a lot. They're an odd front team, but, man, they jump all over the place. They're doing some things similar to what we do defensively, and trying to cause some chaos. You'll see all 11 guys standing up around the ball, moving around. Some of them backing off the ball, kind of like Shiloh would do last year. So they're very chaotic in some of their movements and everything. trying to cause problems for the offense, not lining up in the same spot, things like that. But, man, they've given up a lot of points so far this year, and we hope that trend continues this week for us, But definitely different scheme-wise than what they've been in the past. And like you said, we haven't seen an odd front team, a three-front, three-down team all year. Everybody's been four down, and, man, I tell you what, we've seen some good ones. We kind of, I don't know if you say underestimated, but we felt like Sylvan Hills' front was a little bit smaller, but, man, they were very athletic. They were probably the second most athletic front that we've seen besides Bryant. They just didn't have quite the size, but very quick, aggressive up front, and they controlled the line of scrimmage on our offensive line. We've got to get better up there.
Sheridan's offense, they kind of run in two quarterbacks, but Zay
Right.
Stevens, you mentioned, is one of the premier running backs in the entire state.
For sure. He's just a junior, and heck, last year as a sophomore, we voted him as the offensive player of the year in the 6A East last year because he had crazy numbers, and just a really good player. He's not a great big running back, but, man, he's quick, very shifty, changes directions really well, catches the ball out of the backfield. They line him up in so many different places. Last week we saw a team in Sylvan that gave us a lot of doubles and trip sets. This week you're going to see empties with Stevens all over the place. You're going to see quads with him all over the place. You're going to see a quads over with him in the backfield, doubles, trips, 2x1. There's going to be a ton of formations, and they move him around so well. You got to do a great job of keeping up with where he's at. And their tendency is where he's at dictates where the ball goes a lot of times, So we've got to know where he's at from a defensive standpoint and be able to ID where we feel like the ball may be going to and what kind of scheme they're running based on where they're lining up six.
Yeah, I thought the guys did a good job pointing out can't let Sylvan Hills beat you twice.
Yeah.
In addition to that being the huge key Friday, what else would you point out?
That's the first thing I wrote on the board for Sunday when we worked, and Sunday, Monday, and a lot of times you kind of have a hangover when you lose a tough game. A game that we didn't feel like we should have lost. We just didn't play well and couldn't capitalize at the end of the game to put them away. But sometimes that can hang over and it can cost you the next week too. So I wanted to make sure I sent the message to those guys. We can't let this affect. The one loss can't affect this week's ball game, and that's one thing I'm always concerned about as a head coach, is the morale of the team and everything. But I think we're headed in the right direction. I know that's in the past, and you've said this before, be where your feet are. I tell them that all the time right now. We can't change that. All we can change is the present and the future for us. And, so we're trying to send that message to them this week. But I think the number one thing from a defensive standpoint is we've got to know where six is at all times. I mean, he is such a dynamic player and everything. And then offensively, we've got to get better up front. We've got to control the line of scrimmage better than we have all year. This is the week that we need to be able to do that. We feel like we're probably better up front than they are, and we couldn't say that the last 5 weeks. But we need to control the line of scrimmage on offense, run the football, but more than anything to protect the quarterback too, so we can throw the football. We had open windows the other night. We had receivers streaking down the field uncovered, but when you got a defensive lineman in your face, it don't matter, So we've got to do a great job of taking care of everything, Or the other night we take care of up front, then we miss on the back end. So, but the most important thing is winning up front in the trenches, I think.
Yep. Coach, good luck. Let's get another streak started.
No doubt. Let's do it.
All right. So good luck to the guys.
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lane's is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
there anything more exciting on Friday nights than taking the field in front of your hometown fans? One of the most rewarding things about football is working with your team to move the ball across the goal line. My favorite part about football, though, is playing on a team. And when it comes to that, when it comes time to buy or refinance, you've got the team at Neo Home Loans to help you get across the goal line.
Merchants and Farmers Bank has become the local choice for many Panther, Hornet, and Saline County fans. The bank has local owners, local board members, and makes local decisions with senior management who live in Saline County. They are truly small bank friendly with big bank products and services focused on Saline County. Drop by the Benton branch at 146 West South Street in downtown Benton or the Bryant branch at the corner of Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road and talk to their friendly team members. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Limited.
Welcome back to the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show. 9 minutes away from kickoff tonight between the Sheridan Yellow Jackets and the Benton Panthers. And as we break down the Edward Jones agent Caitlin King stat comparison, the Benton offense against the Sheridan defense. Benton offensive numbers not quite what they've been in the past, but remember, you did have half of a football game that got eliminated at North Little Rock. Panthers averaging 323 total, 31 points a game. Tonight, Justin, we're going to see very multiple defense, primarily an odd front. They're actually going to throw a little eat the captain at us. Sheridan gives up 44 points a game. What are you looking at when our offense has the football?
So, yeah, you're exactly right. They play really complimentary football over there at Sheridan. They're very aggressive in all aspects of the game. Obviously, they're going for it on fourth down on offense, onside kicks, and defensively, they're trying to just create havoc. They're going to play a lot of man defense, create lots of pressures. Like you said, they may be odd front, even front. You may see 2 down, 3 down, 7 down. They're going to give us a lot of different looks. When you are getting that on the offensive side of the ball, it's really good to be multiple and to try to keep the defense off balance with a lot of shifts, motions, making them run lateral side to side, and just keep them guessing.
So how do you keep the offensive line from getting confused when they're seeing so many different fronts?
You know, the number one thing that I like to do, I like to start off making the defense run side to side. Take those guys out of the equation, let them get set and comfortable within the game, and then when you start playing fast with a little bit of tempo, it forces the defense to have to be basic.
Very good insight. And we'll see if Drew Harris has that up his sleeve tonight. When we look at the other side of the football, Dio, when Benton's on defense, this Sheridan offense is averaging 580 total yards a game, put up 43 points. I mean, it's kind of an all or everything on offense for them.
Well, and I mean, that's just that is a symptom of a Kevin Kelly coached high school offense. They're going to score. We know that. They're going to, kick onside kicks every time. They're going to go for it on fourth down, even when they're backed up 3 yards out of their own end zone. So the defense has got their work cut out for them. But really the key to this is assignment football. If you've got a zone, play zone. If you're in man, cover your man. If you're a linebacker, don't get out of the play. There's going to be a lot of eye candy back there, and you're going to have multiple receivers going out, into formation. We just have to play with our head on straight. And then the other thing is be aggressive, be equally aggressive. Get after this quarterback a little bit and force him to throw it a little before he wants to, and we'll have some success tonight.
Terry, what's your big picture view of this ball game?
Well, I mean, the Panthers have just got to come out and get a little redemption from last week. They've got to play a lot more physical, Jim, at the line of scrimmage. And just like Justin said, moving the ball side to side on offense and getting that defense back to a basics, getting some 101. And then, as Dio said, they've got to really cause havoc in that backfield.
Very good. This week in Benton Panther athletics, the boys golf played in the state tournament on Wednesday. Unfortunately, they picked a bad day to have their worst day of the year. Finished 5th in the state after winning the 5A South Conference Championship. But kudos to Paxton Lane, who captured his second individual state title, shot a 68 at Pine Bluff Country Club on Wednesday. That allowed him to finish his year 51 under par.
Wow.
just absolutely incredible numbers. Coach Ballesteri was looking to see if that might be a state record. They only keep state records in golf for the state championship.
Oh, really?
Tournament. They don't keep it for the season, but that's got to be, Terry.
And that's exactly what I was about to ask. Is that a state record? Because you would think that that'd be pretty darn close.
Well, Coach B tried to confirm it, and the AAA doesn't keep that. Let's say it is.
Let's just call it a state record and then let someone beat it.
Well,
there you go.
Listen, all I know is that 51 under in one season of golf is what the target is. I got about 655 strokes to make up on my game.
Exactly. So congratulations to Paxton. The girls golf played a week ago in their state tournament at Jonesboro. They placed 9th. Junior Riley Hawkins led the Lady Panthers with a 92, while freshman Ellie Lehman broke 100 on a tough course to finish her first varsity season strong. Senior Sophie Farmer and Dylan Adams finished their high school careers with a 102 and 107, and Coach Heidi Cox said, "Be sure and say this, how super proud I am of the girls this year. They competed and challenged each other every day in one of the toughest sports around." She said, "I wish I could shoot some of the scores they were able to produce this season." So congratulations to the Benton Lady Panther golfers as well. Coach Shoup's volleyball team went on the road twice this week. The varsity beat Texarkana in 3 on Tuesday before falling last evening in 5 sets at Lakeside. The Lady Panthers and Lakeside are now tied atop the 5A South Conference standings at 11-1. Benton will play in the Conway tournament tomorrow and will play back at home on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. In football, the JV, for the first time, and I can't remember when, beat Conway Monday.
Oh, wow.
On JV action. They are now 6-0 on the year. Going to go to Hot Springs Monday. But this is the best Monday night team we've had in the Brad Harris era.
That's great.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. Justin, you got a 7th grade update for us?
Yeah, Jim, I do. They remain undefeated. They played a really tough North Little Rock team at home on Monday, winning 20-8. It was a very physical game. I was proud of them. They played well. They fought the entire time, and a little insight, too, they actually had a few of those 7th graders that our boys played up in the 8th grade game and were very impactful in that game as well. So the talent that was on the field was very high level for a 7th grade game.
Awesome. So 7th grade unbeaten, JV unbeaten. 8th grade fell last night at North Little Rock 49-22. Freshmen won a squeaker 14-13 over North Little Rock. Both the 8th and 9th grade teams will host Conway next Thursday here at the Palace at 5:30 and 7. As we go to our True Gentleman Picks to Click tonight, Terry, you're up first.
Well, I went with Carson Collett. I got to tell you, he's our most healthy wide receiver, but, man, he's really good in that quick game. And I think that Justin's spot on, and I think that the Panthers are going to move the ball side to side. I like him. And then keep your eye on number 6 for Sheridan. He is one of the best. Zay Stevens is one of the best running backs that I've seen in a long time. He is special. And I think Antonio Shelton is going to have to track him all night. So I'm looking for Antonio Shelton to be a big senior player and have a big night.
Dio?
Well, Will Carter coming back. We saw what he could do when he was healthy in week 2. Was that week 2 or 3? No, it's week 3. The North Little Rock thing screwed me up.
Yeah.
But we saw how impactful he was to the offense when he was in the game, and really only played a half and had 2 touchdowns. So I want to see Will Carter perform tonight. And then with the ball being in the air so much, or at least I expect it to be, I went with Corey Anderson. He's not necessarily a starter on defense, but he's going to come in a lot of the D-back packages. And so expecting him to have a big night using his athleticism, get a couple interceptions.
As the PDFL kids lead the Panthers out onto the turf tonight, Brad Harris giving the youngsters a big round of applause. Man, what a thrill for those young guys as they're going to line up and welcome their big brothers onto the field now. Justin, who you got for your pick to click?
Yeah, so offensively, I got Drew, my favorite, Davis. He's the engine that makes this thing go. He's going to have a big night just like he does every week. And then on defense, I'm going Messiah Holloway. This is a kid that I fell in love with when he was younger. He's battled a lot of adversity, and I think he's grown into probably our best cover corner we have.
Outstanding. Well, we got you, Justin. How about your West Side Wellness key to victory tonight?
Yeah, I think, for us offensively, we need to put the defense on stilts. We need to keep them off balance, make it to where they're second-guessing what they're doing, make the defensive play caller have to slow things down and play basic.
Dio?
D-line domination, baby. That D-line has got to do a yeoman's work tonight, Jim. They've got to get after the quarterback. They've got to stop those. They've got to plug up those gaps, and they've got to contain Zay. Don't let him get to the outside when he tries to. So, to me, the D-line, how they play is how the rest of the defense will play.
And, Terry, your overall key to victory?
Yeah, my overall is it's all about the seniors, man. When you lose a tough game like last week, it's time for those seniors to step up and take that last loss personal and come out and play very physical in the next game.
In fact, Brad Harris, his number one point on the board this week, don't let Sylvan Hills beat you twice.
Yeah.
And that has been drilled into the young men this week as Benton won the toss and deferred their option to the second half. Sheridan will receive, so Benton will get it out of halftime. It's 71 degrees tonight. Just, boy, perfect fall evening for football. The wind is calm, humidity 50%. As Gabe Wilbur has it teed off, and we are underway. The first quarter brought to you by Midtown Mechanical, and that kick is going to go through the back of the end zone for a touchback, and Sheridan will have it first down and 10 at their own 20. Starters for Benton tonight, defensively, Drake Woodard will be at end. Avian Beard will be your nose man. Connor Stevens, the jack linebacker. Weston Monson, Bryson Mattia, and Antonio Shelton, the three linebackers in the middle with Logan Hipskin, the spur. Trey Stewart and Messiah Holloway are the corners. Austin Hill, the bandit. Cordell Payne, the free safety. And we will see for the first time tonight Carson Conyers get action on that Benton D-line as Connor Stevens is showing blitz on first down. Dax McMillan is the Sheridan quarterback. He takes a snap, drops back. He's pressured. He is harassed and has to get rid of it by Avian Beard. And now they finally say incomplete. Was there a receiver even in the county over there?
There was not, and they still haven't thrown the flag. I think Brad Harris is asking why.
So second down and 10 for Sheridan. It looked like Avian just tried to bump him at first as they go with the pitch to Zay Stevens. Boy.
And that's the problem.
That's going to go for a touchdown.
Yeah. You're not going to catch him. He's got 4.4 speed, and he gets outside of you, you're not going to catch him.
Well, and they tempoed us there. They got down. You could see our defensive line was still moving around, shuffling, trying to get in position. And that's the thing that tempo can do. It reminds me of our 2014 offense. They were so quick on the ball, and defenses just couldn't even get set.
I'd like to go down to Justin. Justin, can you tell us what happened on that previous play? Maybe we missed it, and there was a receiver in the area.
No, Terry, what I saw was the exact same thing you guys saw. I thought, honestly, it was a lateral, could have been a fumble. There was nobody in the area. It was textbook intentional grounding from where I was standing, my vantage point. So I'm unsure as to what happened. And then on the second play, I mean, they had a great scheme, and the best athlete on the field made a great play.
As a flag comes in, as Sheridan attempts two. Pass intended for Hunter Sosha, and we'll have to sort out the flag. Two-play, 80-yard drive in 23 seconds for the Yellow Jackets to draw first blood, and the Panthers are going to be penalized 1.5 yards.
Yeah, I think they had a hook on that out route.
Yeah. Sheridan left tackle Bradley Sturdivant. Number 52 is a U of A committed in January to the University of Arkansas. He's just a junior. Going to direct snap here to Zay Stevens. He runs left, and Connor Stevens got a hold of him, but Stevens drags him. Well, I guess Stevens dragged Stevens into the end zone. So 2-point conversion for Sheridan, and the Yellow Jackets go up 8-0 with 11:37. We're going to take 30-second break, come right back.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Andrew Mitchell going to tee it up. Well, he's not even going to tee it up, is he, Dio? He's just going to lay it down there on the ground. And here comes an onside kick, a patented Kevin Kelly philosophy. And Benton's going to have to recover these onside kicks tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin Kelly talks about it, that it's you want to get 1 of 4. If you can get 1 of 4, that's a stolen possession.
As there is a fight at the bottom of the pile, Benton's going to have it, ironically, at the 48-yard line, which was the average starting position last week, Terry, against Sylvan Hills.
It was. But, the key is you're going to have to punch it in. And you can get that 1 and 4 if we score every time we have the football.
Yeah.
Because our defense is going to get some stops. And our offense has got to really be explosive tonight.
Well, and our defense is going to have they can't get the, here we go again, thought from last week.
John Curtis Barger comes in motion. Drew Davis going to pass to Will Carter, and it's good to see Will back. Ball stripped over on the sideline. Sheridan saying they have it, but they're going to call Will down after a 9-yard catch.
Yeah, it was a good catch by Will. It's good to see him with the ball at a quick out. Leaves a really short 2nd and 1.
At the 39, 2nd down and 1 Panthers. Drew Davis committed to Southern Arkansas on Monday. And he hands it off to Carson Collett coming near side. Poot keeps his balance, keeps his momentum all the way into the red zone, down to the Sheridan 16-yard line, a gain of 23 and a first down.
That's what we need to see right there, big chunk plays like that. Like Poot's like, hey, you can score quick, I'm quick too.
Well, he's very versatile too, can be used a lot of different ways in that offense.
Brendan Murdoch getting the start tonight as Gunnar Deaton out with strep throat. And they fake to Murdoch, Drew looking, Drew scrambling. Drew throwing to Corey Anderson, touchdown! Corey Anderson with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, 16 yards from Drew Davis, Drew's 89th career touchdown pass, and the Panthers have cut it to 8-6 just a minute 30 into this game.
Boy, he played so well on that play, I hope they just leave him on offense.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Gabe Wilbur's extra point kicks it halfway to Toll. It's good. 8-7. Sheridan leads it with 10:30 to go in the first quarter. And Justin, I like that. The offense struggled last week on a short field. That's an emphatic answer to Sheridan's opening score.
That's exactly what we needed. We stretched him. We made him run side to side. I'm pretty sure Drew was 3 for 3 for 52 yards, and 3 seniors touched the ball for a touchdown.
So you're giving him actually, he handed that to Poot. He didn't pitch it.
There's no way, Jim.
I promise you.
We need to go back on replay because I need those points.
Hey, you see everything through pick-to-click bias now, don't you, Justin?
That's exactly right. We're playing fantasy football now.
Yes. So the Caitlin King drive summary, 3 plays, 48 yards in a minute 4. So you guys were talking this game may go 60-60, and we're well on our way, a minute 30 in. It's Gabe Wilbur's kickoff into the end zone, so Sheridan will start 1st and 10 on their 20-yard line.
Yeah, based on the first two, I think Dio set the over and under at 90, and based on the first 2 drives, that may need to go a little north.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to see, that first series, a little shock and awe for the defense, but now they need to settle in, and see if they can force Sheridan to to actually either make a drive or get a stop here and not let him bust a big play like that.
Carson Conyers on the field.
Yep, he's lined up at nose. First snap of the season for the big junior, and he draws a double team as McMillan tosses it out to a wide open Dylan Smith, and Sheridan goes 80 yards again. My word, 10:18 to go in the first quarter, and it is 14-7 Sheridan. They have back-to-back 80-yard scoring plays.
Well, that was just a straight-up busted coverage. We did not Cordell, I don't think, had his eyes on his man, but that guy, Dylan Smith, is another guy that's a little bit of a speedster. He just left the defense in the dust.
Yeah, I got to tell you, we're 14 points and 2 drives into this, and Benton has 1 tackle.
Well,
and that was on an extra point.
Sheridan going to go for 2. Direct snap to Zay Stevens, and he follows his big offensive line into the end zone. So 10:18 to go in the first quarter. It is 16-7. The defenses have not shown up, Justin, in the early going.
They have not, and I'm not real sure what happened on the coverage. It looked like we were playing man defense, and maybe Cordell got his eyes in the backfield. That's the only thing I can think of. The kid that caught the ball, though, Smith, he's a transfer from Lake Hamilton. He's a speedster. I think he's a sophomore trackster, and that was a good pickup for them.
Yeah. It's now got 486 receiving yards on 31 catches, his 6th touchdown reception of the season. So Sheridan snapped it 3 times and has 160 yards of total offense.
It's pretty good average.
Yeah, they're well on their way to their 580 at this pace.
The first play, D-line did the D-line domination thing, and we saw what happened. We haven't seen much of that 2 plays later.
So Sheridan going to trot out a different kicker here for the second onside attempt. This is Cam Martin.
This is going to be a hopper.
He does have it teed up. And the end over end, very nicely done by Easton Snellings, who got flopped on there at the end of the play by Rashad Litzy. But Easton holds on to it. Now Benton going to have it at the minus 48 this time. Very, very familiar with the 48-yard line the last 2 weeks.
Let's just hope that we don't stay familiar with it.
Well, we're going to rub a wear spot in the Panthers' head right there at the 50. It's going to look like an old grass field at the, worn out right in the center.
Yeah. We'll get the Panther starters on offense after this as Drew swings it out to Brendan Murdoch, and he's unable to elude Marquise Thorne. Starters for Benton tonight: offensive line, Madison Hurd, Jaron Ginther, Sam Harris, Barrett Pettit, and Garrett Pilkington. Drew Davis is the quarterback, Brendan Murdoch the running back. Your receivers are John Curtis Barger, Will Carter, Carson Collett, and Corey Anderson. That's 4 really good seniors in that receiving corps for the Panthers tonight. Second down and 10. Benton at their own 48-yard line. As Drew takes a snap, going to throw. Corey Anderson makes the catch and is hogtied by Braden Lewis at the Sheridan 45-yard line. It's going to leave 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it was a good catch by Corey. Man, he's becoming a really solid wide receiver. And Drew obviously has a lot of confidence throwing to him.
So 3rd down and 3, Panthers. Drew Davis takes a snap, going to throw for Will Carter, who makes a nice catch on the run, and then he is thrown to the turf. Looked almost like a horse collar from here. No call is Waylon Parton on the tackle.
Yeah, Panthers were looking to get that call, but that's another one that we didn't get.
Big 3rd down conversion. Panthers came in converting 36% on 3rd down. They convert their first 3rd down of the night to move the chains. 1st and 10 Benton at the Sheridan 36. Barger motions to the near side. Perfect snap from Harris. Brendan Murdoch on the pitch. He has running room. Murdoch scores. Brendan Murdoch with his first rushing touchdown of the season. 36 yards. And the Panthers have cut the Sheridan lead to 16-13 with 8:54 to go in the first quarter.
Man, what a great job by Brendan Murdoch of really splitting those defenders and using his speed to get down, Dio.
Yeah, that was I like how he hit the hole so quick. He didn't slow up or he just was trying to move north and south right there, and that really, and the receiver, whoever that was on the end blocking, did a fantastic job.
Cason Wright with a perfect snap. Easton Snellings holds. Wilbur boots it through, and with 8:54 to go in the first quarter, it's Sheridan 16, Benton 14. Your Edward Jones agent Caitlin King scoring drive, 4 plays, 52 yards in a minute 23. And, Justin, we are well on our way to astronomical numbers offensively tonight.
Yeah, both offenses are clicking on all cylinders right now. I'll tell you one thing I'm seeing that I really like in our run game. We're trying to hit the perimeter. Coach Harris, I guess, on the jet sweep earlier in the first possession, it was a good unbalanced set. And then that time, I think Dio alluded to it, our perimeter blocking right there looked like kind of the way Coach Harris has always taught it. We crack, sealed, and it looked beautiful, and Murdoch went for the touchdown.
It's a beautiful 36-yard run by Brendan, the 5'8", 180-pound junior. Good to see him get in the end zone for the first time this season. And we are going to see C.J. Sellers tonight, the little sophomore, as Gunnar Deaton out with that strep throat tonight as Gabe kicks it into the end zone. And Sheridan will put it in play, first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They have scored on back-to-back 80-yard plays, so time for some lockdown defense, Ter.
I'd love for us to have about 4 tackles this
yes,
this drive.
Tackle chart is vacant right now.
Are we still on 1 tackle?
We are.
Wow.
Sheridan is going to run a bunch formation. Now they're going to motion men out wide. They bring Smith back in tight at the top of your screen. Pitch out to Zay Stevens, and Stevens is going to be tackled. Boy, he had a head of steam, but I think Weston Monson got him.
Monson got him at the end there.
2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 for the Yellow Jackets.
And here's what you were talking about, Dio. They're going to split Stevens out.
5 receiver set, an empty gun for McMillan. He stands like a statue until Evian Beard hops on his back and sacks him back at the 18.
That's what the D-line needs to do. Now they got 3rd and long. That's what you want to see. I mean, they're always in 4-down territory, though, so you've got 2 plays that, you've got to defend right here.
Panther defense only allowing 26% conversions, 15 of 57 on 3rd down this season. It's 3rd down and 12 following Beard's 2nd sack of the season. McMillan rolls to his right, looking downfield, throwing underneath, and a diving catch was made. They say catch. Incomplete, intended for Dylan Smith. And so it's 4th down and 12, Yellow Jackets at their own 18. And, guys, this is where Benton got burned last week. 4th and long. On the opponent's end of the field, Sylvan Hills was 5 of 6, converting inside their 30. This is where you need to stop right here, Terry.
Yeah, absolutely. And not when you stop them on downs like this, then that puts a stop to it, because this is a dangerous, dangerous play for Sheridan with the lead.
Beard, Conyers, and Mattia. And Stevens going to apply pressure on this 4th down and 12. They bring Smith in motion. Snap clock expired, and I'm not sure they got the timeout in time, did they? Yes. They are going to grant a timeout to Sheridan, and we'll take it with them. A 1-minute break on the Benton Football Network.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems, and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday Night Football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers.
4th down and 12, Yellow Jackets out of the timeout. They bring a man in motion. McMillan drops back, pumps, and throws, and he overthrows Dylan Smith, and the Panthers are going to take over in the red zone. Last year, guys, Sheridan was 0 for 6 on 4th down, and Benton put 72 points on the board. This, Dio, is where you really can break a game open right here on a drive that's going to start in the red zone.
Well, and this is why, people ask why don't you guys go for 2 when they're going for 2? Well, you don't chase points early in the game, first off. But it's because you trust your defense to get a stop. You get a short field, you put it in the end zone, now you're in the lead, and they're chasing you. So for anybody that's watching out there, that's why we're kicking extra points, because we're really good at those. Gabe is.
Yes. 1st down and 10 Panthers at the Sheridan 18-yard line as Carter motions out, back in, throw to a wide-open John Curtis Barger, who tight ropes the sideline. They are going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 13. That's a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he got a little bit closer to the sideline before he caught that ball than I think he thought, and just didn't. He ran out of runway.
Yeah, a little bit too wide, but still got a really solid gain.
So 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. They give it to Murdoch right up the middle, and Brendan is going to pick up 2 yards, or actually they're just going to give him a yard to the 12. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, the Panthers need to find a way to get this one in the end zone, but certainly within field goal range.
Third down and 4 Panthers. Ball in the center of the field. Balance formation as Drew drops back. Throws for the corner to Will Carter, and he tried to make a one-handed catch and couldn't. Incomplete, and on 4th down, Gabe Wilbur's going to trot on and attempt his 7th field goal of the season. He's 5 of 6 on the season. Kaysen Wright will snap. Easton Snellings will hold. And Gabe Wilbur is going to attempt a 29-yard field goal and try to give the Panthers a 1-point lead. No wind. It's perfectly calm. Perfect snap and hold. Wilbur's kick is good. Gabe Wilbur splits the uprights with 6:57 to go in the first quarter, and Benton leads for the first time tonight 17-16. On a 6-yard drive that started in the red zone at the 18, Terry. So it didn't turn into 7, but you got 3 and got the lead.
But it turned into the lead, which is important. And I will say this about Gabe Wilbur. I was watching him in pregame, and he kicked a 50-yard field goal that I promise you was good from 60. What a leg that young man has, and such a weapon for this offense.
Wilbur the weapon.
Is Gabe going to kick off? He's booted it into the end zone each time tonight. 4-play, 6-yard drive in 48 seconds for the Panthers on that score as Gabe again boots it through the back of the end zone, and Sheridan will once again start at the 20. We want a repeat of the last possession.
We would love a repeat of the last possession. As a matter of fact, I'd love a turnover. Let's just get one of those. I mean, Cordell Payne last week had our first 2 interceptions of the season. Little long into the season for my liking as a former D-back. So let's see if we can get another one here.
Panthers -2 in turnover ratio this year. See if we can turn that around tonight. El Dorado and Sylvan Hills tied at 0 at the end of the first as they run the little short pitch to Stevens, and the Panthers played it well that time on the edge as Monson, Payne, and Connor Stevens out there on the tackle.
And it was Payne that really tracked him down. And
well, that's what I'm wondering. Was Payne in man coverage on him or something? Because it almost seemed like he was, because he was tracking him like even before he got the pitch.
Snap back to McMillan, that's Barksdale, hits a man in the seam, and Sheridan is on the verge of a third 80-yard score in this first quarter as Hunter Sosha caught it in stride, takes it the distance, actually 78 yards on the score, and Sheridan goes up 22-17.
So I'm not real big on these new concept names, and I don't know that's a new concept, but Justin, they ran their outside receiver in underneath. It's almost like a pick play where, in man coverage, you're getting kind of walled off right there by the inside receiver breaking to the outside. I mean, what's the specific concept called there?
Yeah, a lot of people call it different things. I call it shield. They're shielding for one guy to get the ball. It's a one-receiver concept, one-receiver route. It helps the quarterback to deliver a good, sharp pass, but that's what they did. They just flooded a zone with one guy, kind of shielded off the other defender and let the guy run underneath, catch it in stride, and you saw what happened there.
So Bryson Mattia dumped Zay Stevens on the two-point attempt, and it's 22-17 Sheridan is a two-play, 80-yard drive in 42 seconds, Terry.
Yeah, what a great job of getting through the line of scrimmage and causing that chaos that you were talking about, Dio. That's a really big play and a big stop for the Panther defense.
Yeah, and grabbing the hold and not letting go. Not a broken tackle. That was a good – I don't know that I'd call it a hawk tackle necessarily, because it was more of a hang on for dear life and steer wrestle him to the ground, but it worked.
So the Panthers with 10 men between the 50 and 45-yard line. Cordell Payne is the deep man at the 35. I tell you, if Sheridan kicked it to the near side at about the 30-yard line, there is absolutely nobody over here. That kick,
That's
and
illegal.
Sheridan has recovered, but he touched the football prior to the 50-yard line. They need to drop a flag right there. It's illegal touching.
I'm pretty sure the official over here on this side dropped his beanbag.
Yep. Illegal touching is the call. So Benton is going to take over as Sheridan did touch it. It's got to go 10 yards, Dio. They touched it at 9.
I don't know what they call that kick. I'm going to start calling it the Easter egg, because it looks like he's just rolling an Easter egg across the ground. And does it not seem like it takes forever to get there? Like, why are we not coming up and jumping on that? I don't get that.
Justin, you want to weigh in on the philosophy there?
Yeah, the philosophy on the onside kick is to give their guys an opportunity to get to the football. You very rarely coach the defenses or the returners to go up and get the ball. That's just kind of dangerous, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a repeat of last year. Drew Davis had a run like that last year at Sheridan for the score, and he repeats it this year as he goes 49 yards to the end zone. The senior who committed to SAU on Monday is in the end zone with his legs, and Benton goes back up 23-22.
Boy, that's going to make my wife real happy, a graduate of Southern Arkansas University, and boy, that Drew Davis just one play all the way, touchdown.
I tell you, if we don't get some defense here, guys, we're going to be here till midnight.
I'm telling you.
This is crazy. Gabe Wilbur's extra point is good, and the Benton lead is 24-22 with 6:07 to go in the first quarter. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds on the Benton Football Network.
Need a car? Maybe a home? Maybe just a little vacay escape? Whatever your goal, Alcoa Community FCU has a loan for that. Great rates, quick approvals, and local decisions. It's all right here in your community.
We need to get Mark Ballesteri to call the AAA.
Yeah,
and find out what is the most points scored in a quarter combined deal. We're at 46 points And we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
No, I was about to say, if you tuned in because you're a fan of great defense, you have picked the wrong broadcast because there is zero defense right now, except for one little series right there. But, man.
Sheridan is averaging 19.8 yards per play, Benton 14.2.
That's insane.
Guys, I just did the math, and if we stay on this rhythm right here, we're going to score 192 points.
I would say that would be a record.
And Gabe Wilbur is going to need an ice bath.
Yes, he may at halftime, Ter. Sheridan has 238 yards of total offense, Benton with 156.
In 5 minutes and 53 seconds.
Insane. Terry, you want to call the scoreboard show tonight and try to recap this one? May take all 2 hours of Rex's show.
Wow.
So here's Sheridan with it, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Barksdale at quarterback. They hand off to Stevens, and that time he was wrapped up and dropped. Avian Beard, first one to get him.
Fireplug getting back there and making some stuff happen. I love it. He may not be the tallest guy, but he plays with some heart.
Noah Robertson crashed in there as well to help on the tackle. A loss of 4. 2nd and 14.
Oh, we got the sophomore quarterback in.
Yeah, Barksdale in there. He was actually in there the last.
Was he? I didn't even realize it. It's going too quick.
Had the 78-yard touchdown. Pass to Hunter Sosha. 2nd down, Barksdale drops back, just lobs it up. Cordell picks it off. Interception number 3 of the season for Cordell Payne at the Sheridan 44, and there is a turnover that you were asking for.
Well, that's what we need. It's a lot harder to stop somebody, when they go for it on 4, but a turnover puts a quick stop to it.
And I couldn't see who put the pressure back there. The camera turned too quick on the replay. Did anyone see who put the pressure? I think it was Monson, but I'm not positive.
I honestly couldn't tell you, Terry.
Well, that was a big part of that play because he threw the ball before he was ready, and Cordell just tracked it in like a center fielder.
We hadn't pointed out Garrett Pilkington's wearing 74 tonight. That's the Tristan Red Memorial number tonight as lobs it up for Poot, incomplete. You remember last year Isaiah Gibson donned that jersey in honor and memory of Tristan, and Isaiah's down there on the sideline tonight helping keep the guys pumped up.
He's nursing a little bit of injury, but proud OBU Tiger.
He's also carrying about 20 extra pounds. He is getting big at college weight room. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers at the Yellow Jacket 45. Benton leads 24-22 in a defense optional first quarter. It's Drew going deep for Will Carter. Will runs under it, makes a catch, a stop and go, touchdown! Touchdown, Drew Davis to Will Carter, 45 yards, and the Panthers go up 30-22.
Well, it's like they've been doing this since junior high.
Yeah, that was pretty.
What a pretty pass.
Boy, I like how Will didn't change his body position. You notice he slowed down just a little bit to keep himself in good position, but then just put the brakes on, let the defender just run right by him. That was a fantastic move. Good body control.
Justin, I'm going to come to you right after the PAT by Gabe Wilbur. He's not losing any strength in his leg yet. It's good. Benton up 31-22 with 5:04 to go in the first quarter. You have told me what a precise route runner Will Carter is, and the chemistry of Drew and Will is exceptional.
It is, and it goes back to how many routes and how many repetitions they've put in over the course of the last 5-6 years. And Dio said it the best. His body control is unlike any player I've ever coached. I wish we could go back and watch his release, his first 5 yards, because he put that kid, like I said in the pregame, on stilts. He almost fell down and blew right past him. And then after the catch, the body control to stop, let the guy go by, and prance in the end zone was next level.
Prance.
So we've had 2 possessions and a score within that 1 minute since the last time we kicked off.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. 2 teams have possessed the ball, turnover, and a touchdown in 1 minute.
But how do you like the Panthers turning the pick into points?
Yeah.
In 2 plays, 45 yards. It took just 16 seconds. And once again, Gabe Wilbur kicks off, and once again, he kicks it. It's getting stronger. That was about 8 yards deep that time, guys.
I'll tell you this, if you're a college recruiter and you're watching this game, you better start looking at 91. He's just a junior, and he is a special leg.
Quite seriously. I mean, he's kicking the ball as a junior. I mean, I don't know. I started thinking of Cam Little for the Razorbacks. Kicked a 70-yard field goal for the Jags in preseason. I can see him doing that. Come on.
So they swing it out. Low snap to Barksdale. He hit Zay Stevens in the flat. That goes for 20 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, 20 yards is generous because he was uncovered coming out of the backfield, and I don't know how you don't have somebody on number 6 every single play.
The tackles for Sheridan go 6'3", 300, and 6'4", 300. 2 big bookends on that Sheridan offensive line as they're going to direct snap it to Eli Turner, and he is the power back in that Sheridan backfield, and he is tackled by Monson and Shelton, Dio.
Yeah, Shelton getting in there. We hadn't, haven't been able to call really hardly anybody's name tonight on the tackle chart, but they try to run it up the middle. They're dealing with both of our rangy linebackers.
2nd down and 7, Yellow Jackets. 2 men in the backfield. Panthers with 1 down lineman. They hand off to Stevens. He's trying to get outside. He was tripped up by Monson until help arrived in the form of Roberson, and it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Yellow Jackets.
I don't know about you guys, but it seems like there's the spread offense and the multiple option kind of game has increased. Linebackers have changed. They're taller and thinner than they ever used to be.
3rd and 7 for Sheridan at their own 43-yard line. Going to go back to the ground with Stevens. And there is a massive humanity as the pile pushes forward. They finally blow the whistle and are going to mark Stevens down at the 46, so it'll be 4th and 4.
Fabian Beard's down.
Let's see if we can get a replay on that so that I can at least get 2 or 3 numbers to put on the tackle chart.
Well, I heard Mason give it to Antonio.
Antonio? Man, that was a scrum in there. See, the Avian got in there. Antonio gets the initial contact, and then there's just a swarm of Panthers.
Corey Anderson got in there. Isn't he picked a clicker tonight on defense?
He is. I hadn't seen him out there too much, but obviously in a passing situation, they're going to bring him in. Like to see him get a pick. That's why I picked him. I feel like they were going to put the ball in the air just with his athleticism and nose for the ball. I feel like he's got a pretty good opportunity.
So big 4th down here, 4th and 4 at the 46. Sheridan going for it. Snap back to Barksdale. He's looking for Stevens, who makes a catch. Trey Stewart makes a tackle short of the 1st down at the 49, and Benton's going to take over once again in Sheridan territory.
Great heads-up play. Was that Trey Stewart or Messiah Holloway?
That was Messiah Holloway.
It was Messiah.
Yeah.
I thought it was 21. It was 31.
Yeah, Messiah Holloway did a phenomenal job tracking him down, staying with Zay, and that was a fantastic job.
I'm going to tell you guys, I may have seen it wrong, but it looked like somebody may have hit the quarterback, got him off balance right before he threw the ball as well. I'm not sure who it was.
There was some pressure back there, but I missed it as well, Justin.
We're going to have to keep eyes on the pressure on the quarterback tonight because it has been a factor in this first quarter as Easton Snellings goes in motion. Drew Davis fakes the pitch, now going to throw underneath to Carson Collett. He's got Pilk out front trying to throw a block. And Carson going to be out at the 30-yard line. That's a 19-yard first down gain.
How about Garrett Pilkington getting downfield and getting that huge block?
Garrett, one of the speakers at the Fields of Faith on Wednesday night. We're going to share some of that with you between the first and second quarter break. And the senior offensive right tackle, Drew Davis, carries. He is somersaulted to the ground by Jackson Delk, senior linebacker at the 29-yard line, gain of 1.
Looks like that Delk has drawn the straw for shadowing and spying on Drew. Our crack production team also spotted Matea as the one that had the pressure on the quarterback.
Excellent. So 2nd down and 9. So they bring Poot in motion. Drew looking his way, now throwing deep to the end zone, and that ball's caught, touchdown! Easton Snellings caught it in stride on a perfectly thrown ball from Drew Davis.
Man, how about the touch on that pass?
Boy, and I tell you, and there was a little defensive holding there, but Easton Snellings wasn't going to be denied. You'll see it here on the replay as the ball nears the defenders reaching up, grabbing Easton Snellings, but Easton does a great job, and the ball couldn't have been placed any better.
Perfect. As Wilbur's extra point is good. Guys, Sheridan on back-to-back 4th down conversions that fail, Terry. The Panthers turn them into points.
Absolutely.
And Benton leads 38-22 on a 3-play, 49-yard drive that took 51 seconds.
And, you know, as we go down to Justin, it wasn't lost on me at how Drew Davis was looking at Collett and pulled the defense in before he launched that bomb.
Yeah, you're right, Terry. He did that. He also threw probably one of the best 3 balls that I've seen come out of his hand in a long time. I also want to do something real quick. I want to retract my statement earlier in the pregame. I said, Drew, my favorite Davis. Well, there's lots of great Davises out there. You know, you have Rusty Davis and Reagan Davis and, you know, that family. They're all great people,
walk
too,
it back now.
Well, and Mickey Davis?
And he's lower on the list. But he's still, you know, up there.
Maddox Davis?
He's above Mickey as well.
Gabe Wilbur's kickoff, a line drive, and goes into the end zone. So, boy, the best way to keep it out of Zay Stevens and Dylan Smith's speedy hands is just boot it into the end zone.
Well, I'm keeping my touchback chart over here.
7 kickoffs in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Guys, we're still in the first quarter, and we have 60 points on the board.
Yeah.
And we've got 513 combined yards of total offense.
And we still got 2.5 minutes to go.
That's insane.
It is.
And, I mean, at this pace, there could be 3 more touchdowns scored before the end of the first quarter.
I know it. The longest touchdown drive of the night took 1:23. It's a handoff to Zay Stevens. And Antonio Shelton's going to take him down at the 25, 26, a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Antonio Shelton, gain of 5, 2nd down 5.
Actually, they mark it back at the 25, so 2nd and 5 for the Jackets.
You know, having Conyers in there really changes the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm. Number 44, the nose man, draws a double team as Barksdale throws, has a man open, and that catch is made into Benton territory by Walker Shields. And they're going to mark him down at the 40-yard line.
And Messiah Holloway had pretty good coverage on him realistically. I mean, he had a step on him there, but
35 yards on the pitch and catch from Barksdale to Shields. 1st down and 10 Yellow Jackets at the Benton 40. It's Turner and Zay Stevens in the backfield. They bring in Brandon Gostinski as a wide receiver. Barksdale drops back, lobs it up. Catch made by Sosha, and that's a touchdown as Cordy Anderson in coverage fell down, and Sheridan in the end zone with 1:13 to go on a 40-yard touchdown from Barksdale to Sosha.
How many pick-to-click points do I get for a fall down like that? I don't think I get any. Pretty sure that should probably be negative points.
-2.
I feel like that's a -2.
Panthers really struggling on defense tonight. They really don't They haven't had a whole lot of answers deep.
Well,
it's a direct snap to Stevens on the 2-point try, and Connor Stevens.
How about that?
On the tackle, so that is back-to-back stops on the 2-point tries. They tried to run wide with Zay Stevens. Connor was having none of it.
Here's one thing I can say, Terry. While we can't say much about the Panther defense, we can't say much about Sheridan's either.
Well, that's true.
And we have had an interception and a fourth down stop, so that's the difference in the game right now, are those two possessions that did not end in scores.
Well, honestly, the difference in defense, you nailed it on your key to the game, and it's the defensive line of scrimmage. When we are breaking the seal on that line of scrimmage, that is the difference between us having a hold and between them having success.
Yeah. I am pretty smart.
Just ask you.
Just ask me. I'll tell you. Easter egg incoming.
Andrew Mitchell with the watermelon kick. And the Panthers bobble it. The ball's on the turf. There's a scrum around the 45-yard line. Sheridan piling on. And you know there's a wrestling match at the bottom of that thing. It looks like Benton did come up with it. And Cordell Payne lost his helmet but secured the football.
That's all that matters, Cordell. Good job, buddy.
Well, I think probably one of the Sheridan guys grabbed his helmet thinking it was the football.
So Benton with horrible field position. They're on 44.
Yeah, it's the worst field position of the night in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So we are 7 yards away from 600 total yards in this first quarter.
Golly.
Yeah. 593 at the moment. It's Poot and fly motion. Drew Davis is going to keep, and Drew
took a lick right there.
Took a lick right at midfield. They're going to mark him at the Sheridan 49-yard line, so there is the 7 yards. They backed it up to midfield.
On a pace for 2,000 yards in a game. I think I can remember one time seeing 1,000 yards in a game.
As the whistle blows, this has been a flag-free first quarter.
Justin's just disappointed that Poot didn't get to keep running with that pass from Drew Davis. That's what he's thinking. I see him.
That's exactly. I want us to score another touchdown in this next 40 seconds.
I do too.
So false start will back it up 5 yards. Make it 2nd down and 8, or 2nd down and 9, Panthers at their own 45. It's clock running, 40 seconds and counting in the first quarter. We're going to keep it here on the quarter break and share some special stuff with you as Drew Davis throws to Corey Anderson, who makes the catch in Sheridan territory at the 49. That's a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Corey making another tough catch. Very manageable 3rd down.
Panthers 1 of 2 on 3rd down tonight. Fake to Murdoch, throw. That ball batted at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be incomplete, and it's 4th down and 3, and we'll see what Brad Harris chooses to do with the ball at the Sheridan 49.
Got to feel like he's going to go for it here. The way the defense is playing tonight.
Well, it's not like Sheridan's defense has been phenomenal. I mean, they're going to load up. They're going to bring in big Sturdivant there on the D line. They bring in 2 of their offensive line tackles up front, but I mean, just go horizontal right here, boys.
So Drew takes a snap, throws to a wide open Will Carter. Will has the first down. Making moves to the 30-yard line. They're going to blow the whistle. And Will Carter showing that little shake and bake, Dio, after the catch.
He's got a little shimmy to his step. Little shimmy.
Guys, that's the dynamic that we've been missing. You know, I've said it all along, with that kid right there is a chain mover. Anytime you can get him matched up with somebody, he will win.
So Sheridan tried to play that one with 12, and Benton converted anyway. As Panthers decline the illegal participation penalty. 1st and 10 Benton at the Sheridan 30 as they wind the clock. Last play of the first quarter, perhaps, as Drew throws on the flag. Catch! Poot! Touchdown! With 2 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Panthers go up 44-28.
What a throw and what a catch. Poot had to look directly over the top. He couldn't turn. It's like he couldn't turn his head to the right or to the left. He basically had to look that one in directly overhead almost.
Willie Mays. What a catch.
Sheridan gives up 44 points a game on average. Benton has scored 44 in the first quarter. As the extra point booted through by Gabe Wilbur, your Caitlin King, Edward Jones agent drive summary, 5 plays, 56 yards, and it took an eternity, 1 minute, 6 seconds, as drives go in this first quarter.
And it's almost 8 o'clock.
You know, I told the boys yesterday, and Terry, we're going to talk about this in the quarter break, you got to match the 72 you scored last year.
Well,
for heaven's sake, they're on pace to do it in the first half.
Yeah.
This is...
I mean, I thought the Rogers game that Sheridan had, 84-42 or whatever, was a high-scoring game. I mean...
Rogers had 63 at the half.
Yeah.
Panthers are...
I feel like we've already played an entire half.
It is. It's exhausting. It's a 50-minute first quarter. It's Gabe Wilbur's kick, and that one is going to reach the end zone. That's 8 of 8 on touchbacks in the first quarter for Gabe.
In the first quarter. Wow. How cool is it, though, to be on a broadcast team and get to see a first quarter like this
I don't know.
firsthand?
It's pretty cool. We may be witnessing some Arkansas high school scoring history. I don't know.
Well, don't let them go 80 here.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
It's 2 backs in the backfield. Now they motion Zay Stevens to the near side. Barksdale setting up the screen to the far side to Eli Turner. He's got a convoy out in front, and Turner is going to carry for 28 yards after the catch. And that is going to mercifully bring the first quarter to a close with Benton leading at the end of the first quarter 45-28. We're going to keep it right here. I want to show you some pictures of an event that happened Wednesday night. Will, if you could punch up that first Fields of Faith picture. This is Coach Drew Harris speaking to a crowd of about 900 students on the turf here at the Palace. If you go to the next picture, Will, and that is Fields of Faith at Sheridan. Combined about 1,700 young people between Benton and Sheridan that came together for an evening of praise and worship to hear testimonies from students and a message about the gospel of God and Jesus Christ. And then the very next day, the day after a great Fields of Faith in the Andy and Leslie Davis pool in their backyard, Drew Davis, Weston Monson, and Carson Collett were baptized into Jesus Christ in a wonderful moment. Will, if you would go to that next one, and there's their teammates, Coach Drew Harris there. And I will tell you, of all the teams that we have had the privilege of following, this team is stacking wins off the field on an eternal scoreboard unlike anything I've ever seen. When you think about what's happening in our community, in the movement of God, a lot of the inspiration comes from the boldness and the courage of our young people being very outspoken about their faith, Dio. And I know we all celebrate those wonderful moments of faith in the lives of our young people.
Yeah, and if you never win another football game or never put on helmet and shoulder pads again, your identity in Christ is far more important than your identity as a football player or anything else. So proud of those guys for taking that step in their lives. That's big.
Amen.
2nd down and 7. Barksdale plants his feet and throws, and that ball is going to be caught eludes a tackle. Austin Hill is finally going to bring down Walker Shields at the 26-yard line. So Sheridan on the move again, following a first quarter, guys, that saw 654 yards of total offense.
That's got to be close to a record.
Has to be. This pitch out to Zay Stevens to the short side of the field. Benton played that pitch wonderfully as Noah Robertson and company in on the tackle. 2nd down and 9, Jackets at the 25.
Noah having a good game.
Yeah.
That was a big tackle there. Key tackle, plus he's had a quarterback sack.
So 2nd down and 9 for Sheridan at the Benton 25-yard line. Panthers lead at 45-28. They're going to throw to the motion man out of the backfield. Logan Hempskin wisely falls on the football, but they're going to say the pass for Dylan Smith was incomplete. It was a forward pass. It's 3rd and 9.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it was close, but I think Jim's right.
Yeah.
Big 3rd and 9 right here, because you know they're going to go for it on 4th down, and you want to have them backed up a little bit.
So 3rd down and 9, Sheridan at the Benton 25-yard line. Got 3 receivers to the near side. Barksdale hit as he throws, but he throws it on target to J.P. Black. Antonio Shelton makes the tackle at the 16, just enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, I was pointing to those 2 receivers on the Benton sideline there. They were stacked. I knew that's exactly where they were going. They were going to do that little flood concept, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, they mark it at the 17. That should be short. Yeah, 4th down and 1, Sheridan, as they marked it back at the 17-yard line. So big 4th down play. 4th and 1 Yellow Jackets at the Benton 17, and now a whistle and Kevin Kelly.
Oh, he's mad.
I think he's upset about the spot, and they're going to take a timeout. Let's take a 30-second, Will. Benton leads at 45-28 on the Benton Football Network.
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
Welcome back to the Palace. 45-28, Benton leads. It's 4th down and 1 Sheridan at the Benton 17-yard line. And we've seen about everything in this first quarter in 2 minutes, Justin. What are you expecting here from Sheridan on 4th and 1?
Well, giving it to number 6, right? That's what I would do. Give it to their best player and have them work. Hopefully Coach Harris is dialing something up to stop that right now, because this would be a humongous momentum break.
Panthers lead it by 17. And you can get a bit of a back-breaking stop right here, as Carson Conyers is going to be the nose man. Got Noah Robertson end on this side. Avian Beard's digging in as well. As they're going to go with the little flip pitch, and it's going to be blown up in the backfield. I believe we're going to get a motion penalty on Sheridan that Benton will decline, but boy, the defense read that one like a book, Dio.
Yeah, defense did a fantastic job. They had it blown up before it could do anything. Didn't matter if the flag was there or not, and I think they even knocked the ball loose.
Yes.
Weston Monson was up there. They did a great job of containing the outside. Didn't fall for the eye candy in the backfield whatsoever.
You'll see, here's the replay. You get that motion, and that was that eye candy you were talking about, but Hipskin wasn't fooled at all.
Oh, that was Hipskin, yeah. Yeah, he did a great job on outside contain there. Did his job. Come up, force him inside, make the tackle if you can.
So a 4th and 1, Sheridan loses 6, and Benton will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 23-yard line as Drew Davis brings Will Carter in motion. Going to reverse out, throw underneath to C.J. Sellers. He's got Pilk out in front. And look at little C.J. go all the way down to the 49-yard line. That's 26 yards and a Benton first down.
Well, is that his first touch this year?
I don't know if it's his first touch this year, but it's definitely this game.
That's his first varsity touch, I believe.
Yep, it is. I tell you, he's a machine on Monday night, but his first varsity touch goes 26 yards and a Benton first down.
He may not be big, but he's quick.
125 pounds big.
Well, he's listed 5'5", 140. Is that generous? It's Will Carter. In all kinds of traffic, made the catch and is going to pick his way down to the Sheridan 37. Gain of 16.
Yeah, really patient run that time by Will after the catch.
They mark it at the 37, make it a gain of 14, but a first down. Panthers on the move at the Yellow Jacket 37. We've gone over 3 minutes without a touchdown. What's wrong? It's Drew going to throw. Catch made by Corey Anderson. Corey is right near the stick as he turns it back in. They're going to mark him out of bounds right at the chain.
I mean, you figure both teams had to settle in a little bit. Let's go ahead and get some first quarter scoring out of the way.
Going to give him 9. Second down and 1 Panthers at the Jacket 28-yard line. Panthers with trips to the near side. Corey Anderson, lone receiver to the far side, handed off to C.J. And C.J.'s not going to run over anybody, but they better hit him in the hole because he is lightning quick once he gets through the line.
The more important part is he got that first down.
Yep.
It was a much-needed first down, and Panthers set up nice.
Needed 1, got 2. First down Benton at the Jacket 26.
It looks like the defense has switched from man to zone to try to alleviate that one-play touchdown.
So go back to C.J. There he goes. There's Sellers. And he is
face mask.
Yeah, at the 11-yard line. Flag thrown from the back judge as they got C.J. high on that tackle. It's 15 yards, and they're going to tack on half the distance.
C.J. Sellers, tackled by Ross Susan.
How about the strength from him as a runner? We're talking about he's a little.
That's blocking the back.
Sorry, Terry. That totally took us off guard as they called Benton for a block in the back. Go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
Wow. They had the tackle, and he fought his way through it and broke into the second level. It was a great run.
15 yards. Benton loses 10 on the penalty, so it's first down and 5 as Drew Davis throws to a wide-open Will Carter. Busted coverage by the Jackets, and another Benton Panther touchdown. Drew Davis, 21 yards to Will Carter.
And the Panthers crossed the half-century mark with 8 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And it's just a game of pitch and catch right now between Drew and his receivers.
Panthers had 52 at halftime at Sheridan last year on the way to 72. And now the Panthers have 52 tonight with 7:55 to go in the first half. Justin, I know you like offensive football. This is crazy good out of the Panthers tonight.
Absolutely, and it's just what the doctor ordered. We need something like this. And I'm going to tell you, I keep saying it, but having number 1 and number 2 back on the field makes a humongous difference. And let's also mention the 2 running backs that have carried a load tonight. Sellers, just then you saw what he can do out of a sophomore. And you said 140. If he weighs 140, he had a 10-pound plate in each pocket.
Hey, that's what Brad Harris's depth chart reads.
Well, you got to fudge those a little bit so that when the other teams are looking at it, you got to get a little intimidation factor, right?
Drew Davis with 5 touchdown passes in this first half.
And a run.
And a run, but 5 passing gives him 93 in his career. So just 7 away from that 100 mark.
Which he may get tonight.
If he doesn't need rotator cuff surgery. Getting a workout is Wilbur. Is that 9 of 9?
That's 9 of 9 touchbacks.
Wilbur, who is also getting a workout tonight.
So Sheridan will have it first down and 10 at their own 20. Benton up 52-28. So look at the out-of-town scoreboard. El Dorado and Sylvan Hills tied at 7 at halftime down in Union County.
Boy, that's the opposite of this game, isn't it?
For sure. As the handoff to Zay Stevens. Boy, he's shifty, but Antonio Shelton got a hold of his shoestring. Mattia finished off the tackle. 5-yard gain at 2nd and 5.
Good job by Shelton that time. That defense has tightened up a little bit. They're still giving up some big plays, but it's kind of more of a bend but don't break.
Yeah. Yeah, they really have been doing a much better job of it. I guess we need to shut up.
Oh.
Well, he broke those tackles, and he's going to earn that. How about Antonio Shelton downfield, 25 yards to run him out of bounds?
Zay Stevens carries for 29 yards into Benton territory at the 46.
He breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, hurdles a guy, and then runs downfield. Man, what a really special guy.
Kevin Kelly said he's the best running back he's ever coached. And
that's saying something.
That is saying something.
He's coached some big-time running backs.
First down and 10, Jackets. At the Benton 46, here comes the Benton pressure on Barksdale, who launches it downfield, intended for Stevens. Austin Hill in coverage, incomplete.
Great coverage that time, D.O., by Austin Hill.
Yeah, I mean, and we're kind of lucky Drew Davis isn't throwing the ball for Sheridan, because that ball would have probably been on the money, would have been a completion, but wouldn't have gone anywhere afterwards. I mean, we were over the top, which is ideal when you got a receiver like Zay Stevens catching the ball. You give him a step and he's gone.
Second down and 10, Sheridan. Second quarter brought to you by Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union as they give it to Eli Turner, and Turner is going to struggle for a yard to the Benton 45.
Yeah, a host of Panthers in on that one.
So third down and 9, Sheridan.
Eli Turner, the Cam Scatabo version for Sheridan, kind of your big bruiser back.
6 foot 235, a senior. It's third and 9. Sheridan going to go out of an empty gun, 5 receiver set. They bunch 2 receivers just off the left tackle. As Barksdale takes a low snap, stands tall, throws. That ball well overthrown as Cordell Payne was the nearest intended receiver, and it'll be 4th and 9.
Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Sheridan is going to have nightmares about Robertson. He is in that backfield, and he is absolutely putting the pressure on the quarterback.
Had no one in the senior spotlight Tuesday at Lost Pizza. Fun young man to visit with, and he is making his presence known tonight for the PDC. 4th down and 9, Jackets at the Benton 45. Sheridan, of course, going to go for it as they do on all 4th downs. As Barksdale looks, Barksdale pressured, Barksdale throws on the run, intercepted by Antonio Shelton. And Antonio is up the sideline. He runs over Barksdale. Look at Antonio go. Touchdown as the entire palace is on its feet. What a play, Antonio Shelton.
What a huge play for this Panther defense, not only because you get a defensive touchdown, but, man, the energy that came into this place.
Yeah, that was intense.
Oh, man. Kyle Sanders with both arms up in the air. What a play. Antonio, 70 yards on the INT return.
Look at this lick right here. He lays on the quarterback. He doesn't slow down a bit. He just takes him to the ground. He's like, yeah, I got your ball. Have a taste of this turf real quick as I go, and he dove
and a somersault
into
the end zone.
We need a collision center in town to sponsor the big hit of the game.
We do need a collision center.
If you own a collision center, let us know. We want you to sponsor the big hit of the game because Antonio Shelton just delivered it.
He did.
No two ways.
Hey, Justin, you had a sideline view of that. I mean, good lands.
Yeah, that brought goosebumps to my skin. That was amazing. That's probably one of the best plays I've seen in a long time on the defense, especially from a kid like Antonio that's worked so hard to get in position that he's in as a starter. But I do want to say this. I think right now would be a perfect opportunity for an onside. And I also want to point out that, and I didn't know this until I just looked at the stats, they are 0 for 8 on 3rd and 4th down conversions right now, which is incredible.
Very reminiscent of last year, right? They were 0 of 6 on 4th down last year. And Justin, help my memory here. I know Walter Hicks had a touchdown on defense. We also had O'Marcus King ran a kickback, but we had another defensive touchdown, right?
I believe so. I think we had 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 special team touchdowns. We turned the ball over, I think, 3 times on offense that night. We had 2 fumbles and 1 interception.
And only snapped it 42 times. Do you remember who the other defensive touchdown was? I think Walter was one.
I think it was a lineman. Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, we were offsides.
Yeah, we were. We touched it. We also touched it about 9-yard mark.
Gabe Wilbur trying to recover his own onside kick.
Well, if we wouldn't have been offsides, they'd have given us the ball.
There is a flag at the 40-yard line on the Sheridan side of the field. Benton offside, so.
Benton had 2 players that had crossed the football before it was kicked and then jumped on it too soon.
Jim, I think it may have been Jay. Jay Alford maybe was the second one.
Yes, I think you were right. Jay Alford. Oh, to have a young memory like Justin Ray.
I hope they onside kick it again. I know that's ultra aggressive, but why not?
Panthers up 59-28 with 6:02 to go in the first half. We are eventually going to get to the Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime show, and our guest tonight will be the executive director of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum, Mr. Donnie Burks. Got a big event Sunday afternoon starting at 12:30. It's the tricentennial celebration of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum at the Tom Harden Building, and Donnie's going to tell us all about it as Gabe Wilbur kicks it into no man's land at the 30. It's going to be picked up by, that was not Smith and it was not Stevens. It was actually J.P. Black who returned that to the 35, and that's where Sheridan will put it in play. Their first possession to open somewhere other than the 20-yard line.
First and 10 Sheridan, and roll 35.
Saw Chuck Ramsey, the board vice president for the BAM, here a minute ago beneath us. Maybe he'll come up with Donnie at halftime. Zay Stevens is going to be corralled by Avian Beard after just a 1-yard carry. Avian is having a great game tonight up front.
Boy, he is.
He's got 6 tackles tonight, 3 of them unassisted. He's having a big night.
He's got a sack, too.
2nd down and 9. Jackets at the 36. As Barksdale throws, high catch made, nice play.
It was tipped, too.
By Walker Shields, and that's going to be a Jacket first down at the 49.
Yeah, that ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage by somebody, and he went up and got it. That was an impressive catch.
It sure was.
So 1st down and 10 Sheridan at their own 49-yard line. Benton leads by 31. Zay Stevens on the carry. On the pitch outside. Was that Connor or Logan?
Hipskin.
Hipskin on the tackle. 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
2nd down 7.
I agree. Chris Ramsey says Chuck Ramsey, one of the best running backs ever at Benton High School. Won't get an argument from me on that one. Barksdale throws, catch. Hipskin going to make the tackle of J.P. Black, and it's going to be enough for a Yellow Jacket first down as he picks up 10.
Black, a 3-year starter for Sheridan.
It's kind of a methodical drive for the Yellow Jackets after they were explosive big plays. Panthers have clamped down since Sheridan's 3rd possession of the night.
You see Sheridan's offensive line looking a little tired.
Zay Stevens in the sidecar to Barksdale's right. Now he motions to the trip side. Barksdale pumps. He throws under pressure, and that ball picked up by Cordell. Cordell Payne with his 2nd interception of the first half. No picks going into last week. Cordell's picked off 4.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. 3 interceptions tonight total for the Benton defense. I knew there were going to be some picks tonight with the ball going in the air. Cordell kind of getting that safety spot figured out a little bit in these last 2 weeks.
I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but he took a center field turn and made that play almost blindly. That was an outstanding defensive play. He has great ball skills, by the way. Probably the best ball skills of any DB we've had at Benton in the last decade.
Sheridan came in with 11 interceptions thrown. Panthers with 3 picks here in the first half as Drew Davis throws underneath to Corey Anderson. Corey is going to be to the 30-yard line before he is tackled there by Partain. It is a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Davis drops back. Drew looks. Drew throws on the run. Catch made by Will Carter. He breaks a tackle. He's over midfield. Going to wisely just step out of bounds at the Sheridan 41-yard line, and the Panthers in jacket territory again.
Man, what a game.
Dude, Will Carter's the way Will Carter plays after he's got the ball in his hands is so patient.
Yes.
I agree, Dio.
He's just patient, but he's it's like every move is plotted, and he just takes such advantage of the aggressiveness of the defender.
He is the opposite of Antonio Shelton after an interception. Let's put it that way. The Panthers try to sneak a run in with Brendan Murdoch, and it's going to go for 2. As the clock ticks down to 3 minutes to go in the first half, Benton leads at 59-28 tonight here at the Palace.
Well, after that first quarter, this second quarter feels like we're on warp speed.
So 2nd down and 8 Panthers. Drew Harris signals in the play to Drew Davis. Drew drops back. He throws. Wide open, Corey Anderson leaps high to make the catch, spins out of one tackle, and is finally going to be thrown to the turf by Braden Lewis at the jacket 28. Enough for a first down, 12 yards, Davis to Anderson.
I love the tempo that we're going right now. We score one more, it's mercy rule. We're going to try to eat all this clock up and see if we can't go into halftime with the clock rolling.
I love the theory.
We just better get every second off that clock.
Panthers with
there it is.
All kinds of misdirection as they throw to Poot. Poot's going to outrun Sheridan, and he is going to waltz into the end zone. 28 yards, Drew Davis to Carson Collett. Drew's 6th passing touchdown of the first half, and Benton goes up 65-28. Wow.
Well, I said it out loud. I didn't mean to. As soon as I saw him leak out of the backfield, you knew that was 6.
Yeah, there it is. Well, and They had, who is that? That was Timber Russell, the most Grant County name on the roster, in pursuit, but you knew that he could not match Poot's speed. So now, Justin, defense has got to hold for a minute 47 to maintain this mercy rule going into halftime.
Absolutely, and it helps a lot that you got a thunder leg like Wilbur to kick it in the end zone and make them go 80.
For his 10th touchback, if that's what they call, that'll be his 10th touchback of the first half.
Your Caitlin King, Edward Jones agent drive summary: 5 plays, 77 yards in a minute 59. I believe that was the longest scoring drive of the first half.
Yeah.
A minute and 59.
I mean, I feel like it's already Saturday, to be honest with you.
66-28. Rob Winters is asking, is that a record for a score and a half?
I can't imagine that 66 points and a half is not a Benton High School record. But we've got one of the great guys to help us figure that out at halftime.
Yeah, Donnie Burks.
That's right.
We can ask him. 922 combined yards of total offense in this first half. As Wilbur does go 10 of 10 on touchbacks.
Well, 10 of
11
because we tried to onside it.
The crazy stat is that they are still outgaining us offensively by 2 yards.
Jason Kelly. You got to up the ante, brother. That is a good thought, though. If it's not a collision center, how about an insurance agency?
Yeah, that's good.
So we have got a timeout. We'll take one with them and catch our breath. 30 seconds, Will. Minute 47 to go in the first half. Benton leads at 66-28.
Midtown Plumbing services over 1 million square feet of commercial property in Little Rock. And they've also provided plumbing needs to thousands of residential clients all over Central Arkansas. Along with residential and commercial plumbing, Midtown also provides water heater sales, sewer repair, remodeling services, and 24-hour emergency plumbing. Midtown Plumbing, just a phone call away. 501-426-5900. MidtownMechanicalServices.com.
So sponsorship negotiation is going on tonight between the press box and business owners at home. We threw that nugget out there wanting a sponsor for the collision of the game, that Antonio Shelton may have delivered the collision of the season. So negotiations will resume at halftime. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
How many yards of offense, total offense, did you say?
912.
Okay. Well, we're not going to hit 1,000 yards in the first half if we hold them here.
Oh, a little jump the gun by Dylan Smith.
So, we set the over and under at 90 points. We've exceeded that in the first half.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a handoff to Zay Stevens. He's rocked short of the 20-yard line. You know, we talked about, is this a Benton record? The opening game of 1930, Benton defeated Mableville 105-0.
I knew there was a 100-point game in there somewhere.
Do you think they might have scored 66 in the first half that night?
Yeah, it's possible.
Donnie Burks may know the answer. We'll ask him at halftime as Sheridan decides to go with a little reverse, and the Panthers snuffed that one out. And Dylan Smith is going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss. And
well, I know this.
Logan Hipskin staying at home.
Yep.
In 1930, they did not have the mercy rule. So.
True.
You never know. That may have happened when Mableville got tired.
So Benton opened that year with wins of 105-0, 79-0, 44-0, 24-0. Then they went to North Little Rock in Week 5 and got shut out 7-0. So kind of an all-or-nothing year for the 1930 Panthers.
Looks like there's another flag, another illegal motion on the Sheridan Yellow Jacket offensive line. They're going to back them up another 5 DO, and we'll try this third down again, but this time the Yellow Jackets are in a hole.
Would Kevin Kelly go for it on fourth down here?
Yeah, yes, he would.
Okay. So the Panthers could crack 70 in the first half if they can hold here and get the football.
They're going to back them up another 5. They're having a hard time getting that snap count, and I'm not sure, but I thought I just saw Kevin Kelly's hat fly about 20 feet.
As Drake Woodard checks in, replaces Carson Conyers on that Benton defensive front.
There are 2 fouls in the play, 1 by each team. Encroachment, defense, false start, offense, offset, third down.
A little offsetting penalties there, so we'll just have a big do-over. Third down and 17, Sheridan at their own 13-yard line. Barksdale takes a snap, retreats back near his own end zone, throws, and he overthrows his intended receiver. That one thrown out there for a man that is not on our depth chart, Jaden Green, and it'll be fourth down and 17. And
you're going to see him go for it.
And I'm going to tell you, once again, Robertson with a quarterback hurry. He's been back there all night, and he makes him uncomfortable, and that led to he had a wide receiver open.
Yeah.
But he just overthrew the ball, and it was because of that pressure.
Noah and Beard have done a great job up front tonight. And they're going to quick kick it.
It's probably a good move.
We see a Sheridan punt, and they're just going to let it roll dead around the 40-yard line. 25 seconds to go until halftime, and Justin, if you're calling plays right here, do you try to crack the 70 mark in the first half?
Yes.
No, I think the right thing to do would be to take a knee. But I'll say this: I've been following Kevin Kelly ever since I was a senior in high school, really a junior in high school, and he took over at PA. And I believe that's the first time I've ever seen him punt a football in the first half of a football game.
Ah. So seriously, you would take a knee here?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's already mercy rule game. I mean, yes, I would.
Somewhere I see the old ball coach shaking his head. Oh, Panthers going to go hook and ladder. It's C.J. Sellers just got buried over there. Rashad Litzy, not only did they not take a knee, but Drew Harris dialed up a little gadget play. That looked like something out of Justin Ray's playbook to me.
Yeah, and the Panthers just took a timeout to run another play.
Justin, your thoughts?
Well, that was an incomplete pass, correct, or was that a lateral fumble?
No, it was
okay.
a catch and a lateral to CJ.
So I guess we're trying to go prove a point here. And here's another fun fact: Kevin Kelly likes to play it straight up in the third quarter a lot of the time in scenarios like this. So it's not 100% guaranteed that the clock will run, especially if Brad Harris agrees to Kevin Kelly's standards or what he wants to do.
Now, if I remember right, last year that was the gentleman's agreement at halftime when we were up 52-12.
That is correct. And then halfway through the third, he decided to let's go ahead and run that puppy.
Well, didn't O'Marcus King return the opening kickoff the second half for a touchdown? They kicked it deep. O'Marcus ran it back, and I think they were rethinking their decision not to play by the mercy rule after the second half kickoff. As Drew Davis drops back, he's going for the downs to Carson Collett, who lays out and couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete. So there is no stepping on the brake right now for the Benton offense.
Carson fell on the football that time and knocked the breath out of him.
Third down 8.
Well, he was getting held up a little bit there. Otherwise, he probably would have gotten to that ball.
So third down and 8 Panthers from their own 42. 9 seconds remaining in the first half as Drew rolls to his left. He's going to throw. JCB makes the catch and is pushed out of bounds by Marquise Thorne at the 45. So it'll be first down as they move the chains. 3.7 seconds left, and Benton.
Can we get to the 28-yard line in 3.6 seconds?
So you're thinking field goal.
I just would love to see the kid have an opportunity.
I got to tell you, I'd be good with the.
I think you let him kick it from here.
Absolutely good with the 28-yard line.
I say you let him try to kick it from here. What's that? A 60-yarder?
Actually, I would be good with the 33-yard line.
Yeah, didn't you say he drilled a 50 in pregame, Terry?
I watched him hit a 50-yarder in pregame that had a good 10 yards behind it.
Well, this would be 62.
I'm going to go ahead and say that is not the thought process going on in this offensive huddle.
I'm going to agree with you. I mean, I'm not saying that's what they're thinking, but, I mean, it'd be fun to try it.
I see a lot of animated Drew Harris moving his hands and arms, so he's getting something worked up, and I think this is going to be fun to watch.
So this is the old draw it up in the dirt old school right here, huh?
It'll look that way.
Yeah.
There may be another hook and lateral.
So Carter, Barger, and Poot are going to split to the wide side. We've got A.P. Lewis, the speedy sophomore, here on the near side. Brendan Murdoch is going to be in the sidecar to Drew Davis's left. And now Sheridan's going to take a timeout, as if the Vince Lombardi Trophy hinges upon this play to end the first half.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now, but there's some gamesmanship going on down there between these coaches.
In a 66-28 game.
You know, the way this game started, it was like, what is going on? And it's like, the Panthers seem to settle in both on defense, kind of really never quit on offense, but on defense they finally settled in and end up – I was concerned that we wouldn't even be able to get to a mercy rule just because Sheridan kept scoring so efficiently, but put a stop to that pretty quick.
Yes, 3 of Sheridan's first 4 possessions went 80-yard scores, Terry, but the defense has really, really locked in since.
Well, I'm like my buddy Danny Ravis. This is unreal.
Yeah.
Just never seen anything like it.
So last play of the first half, we'll see what the Harrises have come up with as Drew Davis is going to throw it on the streak for A.P. Lewis, and he tried to bend back to the ball, couldn't get there, and that ends the first half as the teams go to the locker rooms with Benton leading Sheridan tonight 66-28. We're going to take a 3-minute break, catch our breath, and come back and visit with Donnie Burks, Executive Director of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum on the Benton Football Network.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
At First Security, we've been investing in our home state since 1932, growing deep roots and even deeper relationships. We're part of Arkansas. It's part of us. Today, we put all of that history and stability to good use for you, pouring our resources into the people and places we love best. Arkansas communities, Arkansas families, and Arkansas futures. First Security. Think better.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
Elliott Electrical Incorporated is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football, owned and operated by proud residents of Saline County. Elliott Electrical Incorporated is licensed in 16 states and counting, specializing in new commercial electrical contracting. We bring decades of experience and dedication that has allowed us to serve many communities for over 40 years. Go Panthers!
True Gentleman and True Boutique are Saline County's premier shopping destinations. No matter the occasion, let us help you find your style. From the beach to the golf course, the office, or even a special night out, come check out our huge selection of merchandise. We even provide suit and tuxedo rentals. Located in downtown Benton in front of the Farmers Market Pavilion, it would be our pleasure to serve you. We are proud of our Benton Panthers and wish them luck this season. Go Panthers!
So as a kid growing up in Benton, I dreamed of being a football player for the Panthers. And once I got into high school, I got to live out that dream. And the support every Friday night from the community here in this place is really, really special. Now that I'm a mortgage lender, it is my turn to support you. If you are looking to buy a home or refinance a loan, come see us at Neo Home Loans in downtown Benton.
Welcome back to the Palace. It is halftime tonight, Benton and Sheridan. And yes, you are hearing me correctly. The Benton Panthers have scored 66 points in the first half tonight to lead Sheridan 66-28 as we welcome in the executive director of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum on the Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime show, Mr. Donnie Burks. Donnie, 66 points in 2 quarters. Do you ever remember a Benton Panther football game like this?
I would have to say, with the score as it is right now, would have to be during the tenure of Mark Jones when he was the head coach of the Benton Panthers. And because he was the one at that time came the closest to breaking the record of 105-0. But the score ended as it was with the 66 points that the Benton Panthers scored. So the 1930 record between the Benton Panthers and the Mapleville Lions, which people will know now turned into Little Rock McClellan High School in 1966. And that record was 105-0. Coach Somerville was the head coach of the Benton Panthers during that time. And the record was, his tenure at Benton was short-lived because of the fact he was scoring so many points during his seasons at Benton that he was grabbed by another school.
Yeah. In fact, I think they beat BB the following week 79-0.
That's
so
right.
That was an offensive juggernaut in 1930.
Uh-huh.
You're the historian of all things Benton, and Sunday there is a really special event that's going to begin at 12:30 as the tricentennial celebration of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum will take place. Why don't you tell everybody what's going on Sunday?
Well, the board of directors has decided to have a celebration in regard to the history of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum. And because the museum will be 30 years old in October of 2025. And the board decided they wanted to celebrate it in a special way. And so they've scheduled several different activities, everything from dunking booths to putting coaches and administrators in a dunking booth. They tried to get me into a dunking booth, and I told them when donkeys fly, that was when that was going to happen, because they wanted me in a suit and my hair fixed up so when somebody ducked me, they could put it on the news, Burks got dunked. So I told the board of directors that wasn't going to be possible, and I overruled their decision, you know. But it's going to be a really nice event. The board of directors has worked very hard without consulting me on a lot of things, which was fine, because when they decided to do this, I told them, I said, okay, you know, if you're going to recognize the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum in the Tom Harden building, it needs to be done correctly. So there's going to be a lot of activities. We're also going to have tours of the museum that people will be able to come in and see, and we're going to have a mock graduation of Benton High School in 1899.
Oh, wow.
And I have been told today that they got a Parsons uniform for Kurt Barger to wear. And the kids that are going to be in it, they're going to be dressed in attire from 1899. The Benton High School Choir will be participating in the event. We're expecting a large crowd. In fact, some of the board members has notified me that they plan on showing up to the museum at 7 o'clock Sunday morning to get everything ready. And so it's going to be a fun event. It'll start at 12:30. And, they put an ending time, but I told the board at one time, I said, in an event like this, you can't put an ending time, because if they don't want to go home, they're not going to go home. They're going to just stay there,
Yeah.
And so if everybody's having a good time, that's the main thing. We've had complete cooperation from Benton High School. Kurt Barger has worked with the board of directors and with myself when I came up with the idea about this tricentennial celebration. And it's a real tribute to the Corporation Foundation that established the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum on the campus of Benton High School.
So let me ask you, that building is named after Tom Harden.
Correct.
And Monday night there was kind of a special gathering there at the museum on Monday. But I found out something in reference to Coach Harden that I did not know, because I always wonder, he coached at Benton before I was born. I did not live through your era of connection. But to hear his daughter talk Monday about how the community of Benton wrapped its arms around them when they suffered the loss of a child.
Correct.
Coach Harden left Benton. He went on to coach track at the University of Arkansas.
Correct.
He was the superintendent of Pulaski County.
Right.
But when he retired, he wanted to make Benton his home and really worked back into the fabric of the community. And it sounded like, from what his daughter said, there was a deposit in his heart by this community through the loss of that child that sort of bonded him and the Benton community to each other.
Right. After he retired from the superintendent's position at the Pulaski County Special School District, he asked his wife, Betty, because she had retired from teaching, and Coach Harden asked his wife, he said, "What do you want to do?" And Ms. Harden said, "I want to go back to Benton." And so they came back to Benton, and they built a big home off Alcoa Road. And I don't know if Mrs. Harden was tired of Coach sitting in the house, but I think she was trying to find him something to do. So one day he was down at the Toggery Men's Store in Benton, which was right next door to the Royal Theater at the time. And some of his football players were sitting around, and they were talking about the good old days when Benton was having double scores on everybody, and Nelson Rainey, who was very articulate and colorful, said, "You know what?" said, "We need a room to put all this stuff in." And Johnny Wilbanks made a comment and said, "Room nothing, we need a building." So the Museum Foundation was established that day. And Coach Harden and Robert Hertzfeld went to the school board and visited with Corky Chenault, who was the superintendent at the time, and told them what their plan was, what they wanted to do. And Coach Harden told them, he said, "Now, I'm not going to ask you for any money. All I'm wanting to do is to get you to donate the land for the building to go on." And because Coach Harden did not want to use school millage to build a museum, which I could understand that. And so Corky Chenault took it to the school board on 2 different occasions. And then on the second occasion, Coach Harden was presented to the school board, and he made a proposal. He had Mr. Corley to design the building, and different people had contributed materials and stuff to get the museum started. But the main thing was this: when all the plans were drawn and everything else, the building was going to cost $200,000 to build. And Coach Harden told the school board and told Mr. Chenault, said, "If you'll donate the land, I'll raise the money. And in 2000, the building was paid off in full.
That's awesome.
We owed no debt on the building. The school district was not out any money for the museum, and so we were able to produce something. The original group was able to produce something that the school district of Benton, Arkansas would be proud of, and that the citizens of Benton would be proud of. I know that once I got on the board, I was not on the original board, but I was 2 boards after that. And so I got on the board, and we were starting to make plans about doing some different things to promote the museum. And so once the building was paid for, we got 3 funds I want to mention. First of all, Doug Kidd, when he was state representative, we had a $70,000 debt. And Doug Kidd was a member of the Arkansas legislature. He went to the Speaker of the House and said, I need to get some funds if we can for the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum that's on the campus of Benton High School. And the Speaker of the House said, how much you want? And Doug said, how about $50,000? And the Speaker said, okay, you got it. And Doug said, well, if I'd have known that, I'd ask for more. So we received that grant from the Arkansas legislature. We received a grant from Murphy Oil in El Dorado, Arkansas. They did that in memory of your uncle, and they made a large contribution. Then also the Razorback Foundation Club in Fayetteville, Arkansas. They made a large donation because of Coach Harden's affiliation with the University of Arkansas. And last year, after I started this tricentennial celebration, last year we got a check in the mail. And Dan Yoakum at the time was handling our finances. And Dan called me and said, Burke says you got a check in the mail today. And I said, oh, really? And he said, yeah. And I thought, that's kind of unusual because he usually doesn't tell me. He just goes ahead and deposits it, and then he gives his monthly report. So I said, really? And he said, yeah. I said, how much is it? And he said a figure, and I said, you're calling me about $50? He said, Burks, this isn't $50. It was a $5,000 grant from the Dr. Garner family in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And they had been reading about the museum, and Mr. Garner had passed away, and they wanted to make a donation to the museum. And so I told Dan, I said, I'm on my way out. I want to see that check. And he said, too late. I've already deposited.
So, Donnie, let me, because we're about to have to go back. Coach Harris is about to bring the Panthers back out on the field.
Oh.
So Sunday, 12:30, everybody go to church.
Right.
Go home and change into some comfortable clothes. There's going to be food trucks there. People can come eat Sunday lunch.
Correct.
At 12:30. There's going to be Dunkin' booths.
That's
There's
right.
going to be games. There's
That's
going
right.
to be door prizes. And I love this tricentennial shirt. I got mine this evening that has all the Benton Panther helmets through
Over
the
the
years
years,
on
yeah.
it.
Mhm.
So everybody come to the Tom Harden building on the Benton High School campus and celebrate 30 years of Benton history. And this isn't just football history. This is all athletic
the whole
history.
gamut.
Band, cheer, homecoming queens. If you've
Quiz
never,
bowl.
If you've never been in the Tom Harden Museum.
And we have every annual that Benton High School produced from 1944 to the present.
And there is a spot dedicated to Jim Landers and Freddie Reinhardt
That's
that
exactly
everybody
right.
needs to see. So,
That's exactly right.
Donnie, we appreciate you. Appreciate all you
Jim.
do.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate
Thanks for
you.
coming
You
up.
bet. You
Donnie
bet.
Burks, Executive Director of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum, our halftime guest tonight. We're going to take a 30-second break and then come right back with stats, and we'll hear from Coach Harris as Benton leads at 66-28 at halftime.
Tonight's game is fueled by Lane's Chicken Fingers, your local spot for crispy hand-breaded chicken, house-made sauces, and hand-spun milkshakes. Lane's has been serving up finger-licking greatness since 1994 and is now proud to call Benton home. Whether you're celebrating a win or feeding the team, Lanes is just around the corner. Visit us today at 2110 Highway 5 North, right behind Kroger in Benton.
Welcome back to the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show, and I'm just going to start, Panther fans, with 939 combined first half yards, a total that, at least in my broadcasting career, Jim, I have never seen an offensive output by two teams like this in the first half.
Crazy. And as crazy as those numbers are, Dio, Sheridan 0 for 9 on 3rd and 4th down combined.
That's the big number for the Benton scoreboard, because Sheridan, typically is able to convert at least a couple of those. But, hey, you know what? This makes up for the half we lost against North Little Rock. So the stat sheet should look more like normal now. We just played a whole game and a half right there from a yardage standpoint.
Honestly, I hadn't thought about it, but this really does kind of make up for the missing half.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I'm curious to see what if they're going to decide to, if Kelly is going to want to play the third quarter like normal, or if he's going to allow us to run the clock. But I'm also curious to see what Coach Harris does. I know it doesn't really matter too much, but with the injury bug that we seem to be, faced with, I hopefully, we get some of these guys out of there, like Will Carter and Poot Collett, Drew Davis, get those guys out of the game and protect them for down the road.
Well, fortunately, the Panthers will be playing the second half under the mercy rule unless the coaches determine that they're electing to not do that. Jim, do you have some intel on that?
I don't, but I just, if I'm Brad Harris, I want that clock running.
Yes.
It may turn into a strong negotiation between the two coaches, because I wouldn't think Brad would want any part of a regular play clock up 66-28.
Well, I'll tell you that I don't want any part of that because we may not leave here until Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, let's some individual numbers real quick. Drew Davis, 21 of 26 passing, 348 yards and 6 touchdowns in the first half. Will Carter had 8 catches, 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carson Collett, 3 catches, 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Corey Anderson, 5 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown. Easton Snellings had 1 catch for 29 yards and a touchdown. So Drew sharing the wealth, and I mean, it's just a different team with Will and Poot both back out there.
And Dio, if we have a wide open offense in this second half, we may see a number of Panther offensive records go down tonight.
Well, you could. I think the mercy rule is going to kind of hamper that, and I don't know that we'll see you may see one series with the starters in there and one more score probably, and that's about it. We have
Brad's making his way to Justin, and I know, Justin, get us some intel from Coach on the clock situation.
Last week coming in out of halftime. Got to feel great the way the kids responded. What was your message coming out of halftime?
The message under the tent when we gave up 4 touchdowns early wasn't pretty for them, but we got a little of adjustment, and defense finally started playing. Offensively, we played really well in the first half offense. I mean, heck, when you put 66 up, but our biggest deal was defensively just getting lined up. We missed the line the first 3 touchdowns. We can't get lined up right, and if you can't get lined up, you're going to get beat every time, So we kind of talked about that, and they were giving us things that we had seen all week. But message at halftime is be relentless, attack. We still got something to prove because we gave up 28 in a quarter. That means it can happen again. I know the clock's going to roll right here, but we don't want to give up 28 in a quarter.
Is that what's going to happen? Are they going to go ahead and run the clock right here?
He was just talking to me about. He said it's going to clock. It'll start. It'll stop on touchdowns. All right, incomplete passes, and then injury timeouts.
The offense I think played outstanding. It makes a big difference when you got number 1 and number 2 on the field. But one thing I want to point out, I'm not sure if you're well aware, but on 3rd and 4th down efficiency, our defense is shutting them out.
Yeah, and I think that's something we won last year. We did a really good job of getting them off the field on fourth down, and that was an emphasis this week. Last week we got shell-shocked on fourth down, and that was an emphasis all week. We had fourth down situations Tuesday and Wednesday. Hey, these are the plays they like to run. All right, let's make sure we stay locked in on fourth down especially. And I think the guys have done real well with the exception of those first four touchdowns. So real proud of where we're at right now.
Absolutely. Let's go finish the job here.
Jim, I forgot to tell you this, man, but Pilkington is wearing our guy Tristan Red's jersey tonight if y'all want to give it a shout-out. Okay?
Yeah,
okay.
we
Awesome.
did.
Thank you, guys.
We did. We noticed that, I believe, on the second drive. That, another part of Benton history, and that's what I love about our community is, Terry, things like that are valued. And Tristan Redd, who was a very special young man, taken far too early, former Panther that served on the Benton Fire Department. Yep. And so that number 74 is an honor to a senior offensive lineman, and Pilk gets to wear it tonight.
Sure is, and what a great guy to wear it. Senior leader, kind of an anchor for that offensive line, and really appreciate him honoring Tristan that way tonight.
So the old ball coach spoke up, and so did you see what he said about the
Mr. Grammar Police?
Well, no, he was saying that there is only, you don't get the choice to have a regular play clock once the score gets up to above 35. You can choose the normal sportsmanship rule, which is what they've done, but he said most coaches are just run it, and they don't stop it at all.
Now, I hate to disagree with the old ball coach, but last year we played by regular clock rules the third quarter.
Well, we were at Sheridan.
Yes.
So
and that came straight from Brad Harris's mouth, that he said, I do not want the running clock in the third quarter. And after old Marcus returned that kickoff back, I think he was kicking himself.
Maybe we'll rethink this.
Hey, Panthers going to open at the 47, first down and 10 to start the second half. And Drew Davis is going to fake and throw to Corey Anderson, who makes the catch into Sheridan territory. So typically in a game like this, as a marker comes in, looks like a Sheridan player with a little misconduct after the play, and should add 15 more on.
Yeah, Partain not too pumped about the scoreboard, and got a little extracurricular out there on the.
Personal foul, defense.
So a 5-yard completion to Corey Anderson to add 15 onto it. And it'll be first down Panthers at the Sheridan 34. First down and 10 at the 34. As Drew Davis lobs it up for Carson. Oh, he couldn't hold on to it at the 5-yard line.
Defender did a good job getting in there and breaking it up right as it got to his hands. I mean, that was really a well-thrown ball. Just the defender happened to be right there.
Yeah, tip your hat to Lawson Wallingford. That's a good Sheridan name, Wallingford. That's a kind of a legacy name.
There's been some Wallingfords there for a while. I'm pretty sure I went to high school with them.
I absolutely love the shot right there. You get a personal foul, and you go back to the kid that had the personal foul and the kid that was on the other end of it.
So throwing it to Will. He was held, but Will holds on to it.
Wow.
What hands for Will Carter as he high-fives the ROTC, and Benton goes up 72-28. The challenge was to match the 72 of last year. They've done it.
Watch this by Drew Davis, though, avoiding the pressure, stepping up, and just calmly throwing the ball, and then Will Carter getting held
on the
and
fingertips.
I'm telling you, that was a heck of a play. Will Carter, that's got to be close to 200 yards. He had 140 coming in with 3 touchdowns. That's 4 touchdowns.
9 for 183 and 3 touchdowns.
Oh, 3. He had 2. That's right.
For Will. That's 7 touchdown passes for Drew.
That's insane.
Though.
And a rushing touchdown.
8 total TDs for Drew Davis, and the Panthers go up 73-28 with 10:25 still to go in the third quarter. Now, Sheridan has given up 84 twice in the Kevin Kelly era. Rogers this year, El Dorado last year. Benton's 11 away from hitting that.
Justin, get in coach's ear and let's get 90.
106.
Yeah.
I'm good with let's keep on going, baby.
I say we break the record. I'd like to see the scoreboard have to put up 3 digits.
106?
Yeah, go 106, break the Mableville record.
Could you tell Drew Harris that the record is 105, and we'd like to see that fall tonight?
I will put that little bit of information in his ear here in a minute.
Do it for Donnie Burks. All right, Gabe, let's see what you got after halftime. So he hits a knuckleball out of bounds.
Nope. We're stuck on 10 touchbacks, but that's still a pretty good number.
Well, his leg's tired, guys.
I mean, you would think.
He's had 10 touchbacks and 10 extra points.
Well, and he recovered his own onside kick that got called back because of an offside. So, I mean, he's been busy. He's had to kick a field goal and, what, is that 9 extra points?
Yes. No, 10. We've got 10 touchdowns and a field goal.
Okay, is it 10? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what Sheridan has up their sleeve here, down 73-28. As Black comes in motion. Barksdale drops back. He's pressured, and, boy, the Panthers had that screen red as Monson was all over Zay Stevens.
That's how you play defense right there. They almost intercepted that ball.
Yeah, and I was watching the leak out of the backfield. Did y'all see who put the pressure on the quarterback? Because once again, that was it
was Avian Beard.
Was it Beard?
Yeah.
Sylvan Hills 19, El Dorado 7. Down in Union County, that's where we'll be heading next Friday.
I'm gonna be out of town for that game. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest.
This is trouble.
As swing pass caught. Hunter Sosha going to carry inside the 30-yard line.
That was well blocked there on the outside, and he made that first guy miss, and that was just trouble.
Going to mark it down at the 29. Connor Stevens getting downfield to push him out of bounds. First down and 10, Jackets at the Benton 29-yard line. There's motion going to be called on Walker Shields. Will back Sheridan up as Benton with mass substitutions now on defense as Robertson, Conyers, and Aiden Bateman. Terry, a guy you noted before we went on air for his prolific number of tackles despite reserve time.
Yeah, it had 10 tackles this year, most of those on special teams, as you called out, and really a contributor on those special teams.
Getting to play middle linebacker here on 1st and 15 for the Jackets. As Bateman pumps. Now Bateman going to throw down the middle of the field to Sosha. Incomplete. Hipskind in coverage for the Panthers. 2nd and 15.
Boy, guys, that's about as good as you can cover an out or a deep route.
Yeah, well, he running up that seam right there, and that's one of those. A lot of times, the defender, by the time he sees the guy, in the route, he can't get his hips turned and go with him, and you just get that step on the defender. But Logan Hipskin able to do a good job staying with him.
2nd down and 15, Sheridan. So they fake the give to Turner. Barksdale with a deep drop to set up the screen for Zay Stevens. It's incomplete. Conyers plants Barksdale back at the 45.
Boy, Carson, he had that coming fast.
So it'll be 3rd and 15 for Sheridan at the Benton 34. Panthers lead at 73-28. They went forever without hitting 70 points, and now 3 years in a row, 70 at Jacksonville, 72 last year at Sheridan, 73 tonight. 3rd down and 15. As Barksdale going to lob that one, almost picked off as Major Holloway almost came down with it. Pass intended for Dylan Smith, and 4th and 15. Sheridan obviously going to go for it. Clock running at 6:30 and counting in the third.
Major almost getting his first interception of the year.
So 4th down and 15. As Barksdale throws into double coverage, almost picked off on the deflection. Is Messiah and, is that Cordell or AP? They're both down.
Well, I can't tell. They kind of smacked into each other there. It's a good thing they didn't intercept it. It's not AP because there's AP. It's got to be Cordell.
Yeah. Cordell went for the interception. They had a collision, but Messiah came down on that tailbone. And man, that hurts. When you come down wrong right there.
Whew, he gonna feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, he's up and he's running off the field, but he certainly doesn't feel good.
It's Cordell now up on his feet with T.J. White and Brad Harris over there checking on him.
Cordell was going for the hat trick.
Yeah,
he was. But that wouldn't have been a smart football play because it would have been like a 15-yard punt if he'd have caught it. So it's a good thing that he didn't catch it.
And your senior quarterback goes over and taps him on the helmet. And looks like Brad Harris has still got his first-team offense out there up 45.
You know, when you're going to beat the scoring record, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
no safety on top.
You get no objection from me as long as we stay healthy right here.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
It's a fake to Sellers, throw to Carson Collett in the slant. He makes the catch, picks up 11 and a Benton first down.
That's the setup play.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
First down, Panthers at the 46.
Once again, no safety.
Here they come. Drew Davis one-on-one for AP Lewis. Couldn't hold on to it. Is knocking it away at the last minute. Good coverage by number 82, Rashad Litzy. Hey, let me get this in real quick. Farmers Market is open tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., and tomorrow is Old-Fashioned Day, Dio.
They were getting it set up on the way to the game. I mean, they were getting all the booths set up. Looks like it's going to be busy.
Walking distance from your house. I'm going to be there tomorrow. I am not going to enter the beard and mullet contest, though, but that's always an annual big deal. Hope everybody will come. Poots behind the secondary. Drew tucks and is going to scamper into Sheridan territory. Going to get out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So Old-Fashioned Day tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in downtown Benton. You can also stay informed on all the city council and committee meetings by subscribing to the city's YouTube page. All the important meetings are live streamed there and available for you to watch after. Just search at Benton AR and hit the like and subscribe button to keep up with all of the big events in Benton city government. As Drew Davis drops back, throwing for Carson Collett. Boy, he was being held all the way down the field by Partain.
How do they
How
not
in the
see
world
that?
can you be watching those two guys and not throw that flag?
Because you're up 73-28, and the refs are like, I'm not giving you that. That's why. That's the only reason why.
Hey, I just want to add is, if you're at home watching right now and you're wondering why the Benton Panthers keep throwing the football up 73-28, it's because Sheridan's putting 7 in the box, playing cover 0, and forcing us to have to do that. So that's why you're seeing the ball in the air.
I would say that's part of the reason why. It's a pitch to CJ. And CJ gets outside, picks up a 4th down and 3 conversion. Benton's going to have it first down at the Sheridan 37. Yeah, I think that plays into it. I think there may be another factor at play as well. First down and 10, Benton at the Yellow Jacket 37. Drew drops back, gets good protection, lobs it up for Will Carter. And Will Carter was being held by his T-shirt. And Sheridan's philosophy seems to be, let's just man up and grab Lennon every time they run downfield.
Well, I mean, why not? They've been doing it. They hadn't been called on it.
Benton 3 penalties tonight, Sheridan 5. It's been a relatively...
I'd like to see a deep post right here.
Penalty-free night as Drew throws a slant. Barger couldn't hold on to it. He showing frustration with that drop. It's 3rd and 10. As the Sheridan band cranks up across the way. 3rd quarter brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank, one of the great downtown businesses. As Easton Snellings comes in motion to the short side of the field, going to set up the throwback to Poot. Pilkington's out there, sets a great block, and there goes Poot up the sideline, all the way down to the 10-yard line, and Benton's in the red zone again with 1:19 to go in the 3rd quarter.
I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. How about number 74 out there setting that block? Wow.
Boom.
That was a great seal block, too. Just turned around and just waiting on him.
That might be a hit of the game for our new partner.
Yeah, exactly. Negotiations did continue through halftime, right?
Yes, but we have a close.
Oh, good. Wide open, Will Carter, touchdown. Will goes galloping into the end zone again. And Will Carter, have yourself a night, son. Over 200 yards receiving. Drew Davis with his eighth touchdown pass.
What does that put him at total?
96.
Wow. When's the last time Benton scored 80 points?
Gavin Betts on for the extra point. And Gabe Wilbur's leg must have just worn out. 80-28, Benton leads.
So we were talking pregame. Gavin Betts was also warming up. The senior kicker was also warming up with Gabe Wilbur. And right after Gabe hits that 50-yarder as they were warming up, Betts steps up and hits a 50-yarder. And I asked the production team, when have you ever heard of a high school football team with 2 kickers that can hit 50-yard kicks? I mean, that's just phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
I've noticed on the statewide Group Me score update that the Sheridan updater has ceased updating.
Are you continuing to update?
I'm continuing to update.
As you should.
Yeah, I mean, you hit 80. Kind of want everybody to know is kickoff is going to be bobbled into the end zone by Dylan Smith. That was Dawson Daves that got to kick off that time. Usually called Dawson's name as punter.
Yeah.
And he's had a very uneventful night as punter, so gets to kick off.
Gabe's in the ice bath.
Will Carter, 10 catches, 193 yards, 4 touchdowns tonight.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Carter. The clock is rolling.
Timeout. Benton. First charge timeout in the second half.
And Benton takes a timeout. Appreciate Appreciate Judd Hart, one of our great city councilmen, passing this along. Stephanie Jones, the director of the City of Benton Parks and Recreation, has been named the 2025 Arkansas Recreation and Parks Association Professional of the Year.
That is fantastic.
How about that?
Congratulations.
The chairperson of the Parks and Rec Committee, Judd Hart, says Stephanie is more than a director. She's a collaborator, a problem solver, and a community builder. And I tell you, the Benton is so blessed with our Parks and Rec. When you go down to the River Center, Tyndall Park,
oh yeah,
Ralph Bunch Park, it's just a flurry of activity all over the city all the time.
Well, and you saw, they came out that Metro Plan said Benton was the fastest growing large city in central Arkansas. I know it's hard to compete with the Northwest Arkansas guys, but still growth happening down here, and Benton is definitely growing. I mean, you see it everywhere you go. It's kind of growing out in all the, what used to be countryside is now turning into neighborhoods, and commercial developments going up everywhere. Buc-ee's coming in. Everybody's excited about some beaver nuggets.
Say Stevens runs into Connor Stevens. Those two have introduced themselves to each other multiple times tonight as the third quarter is going to come to an end. Benton leads at 80-28 as we go to the fourth quarter tonight on the Benton Football Network.
For more than 30 years, Truman Ball Real Estate has proudly served Saline County, helping neighbors buy and sell homes while treating every client like family. Scott and his team at Truman Ball love Benton Panther football and would be honored to be on your team too. Truman Ball Real Estate, where clients become family.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Welcome back to one quarter left to go here tonight. It has been a thrilling night of high school football, but I will say I think the most thrilling moment of this game was Antonio Shelton's interception return. I mean, every fan was on their feet.
That was awesome.
For that pick six.
And it wasn't just the pick six, it was the way it happened.
Yes.
I mean.
Well, and that's every defensive player's dream, especially if you're a linebacker or a defensive lineman.
Yeah, that's right.
To have the opportunity to return one for a touchdown, that's big time.
There's a snap back to Barksdale, setting up the screen. They throw it back to Dylan Smith. He makes the catch, and he is going to be pummeled at the 25-yard line. And credit Brad Harris, Garrett Hammonds, Ryan Forte, Blake Dorsey. Those plays that were busting for 80 early, Terry, Panther defense has been on lockdown since about possession 4.
Yeah, it sure has.
So 3rd down and 5. Throw, Sosha can't make the catch, and it's 4th down. Yellow Jackets, and
seemed like there was a little confusion there by the wide receivers on the routes.
Well, that's that shield play that they run where they kind of set a pick route almost to block stop the defender from being able to follow, but the timing with the quarterback was just not right. I think our defender did a good job.
Carson Conyers playing an in spot here on 4th down and 5. Mattia in a stand-up in to the near side. Panthers trying to get another 4th down stop. As a throw, catch is made, and Sheridan does convert on the throw to J.P. Black to the 42-yard line, and it's 1st down Yellow Jackets. Sheridan's first fourth down conversion of the night. The handoff to Isaiah Stevens. Stevens surges for 4 yards. Be 2nd and 6.
By Dakota Menchek.
It's good to see Roy Adams out there. First time we've called Roy's name this year. He's a senior. Was injured over the summer, getting to see his first action of the season. It's Barksdale going the home run. That catch made in stride by Dylan Smith, and he's going to score. So Sheridan back on the board with 9:35 and counting, and it is 80-34.
Just beat him on a straight-up go route.
Yep.
There's never a doubt where that ball was going.
I think he was the only receiver out in a route.
Demetrius Kimes on the defense.
So Sheridan's going to kick an extra point. Andrew Mitchell on to attempt the PAT. And his kick is good with 9:33 to go. It's 80-35. And Justin, we haven't heard from you in a while. You going to be at Old Fashioned Day tomorrow?
I will not. I'll be celebrating my birthday with my family. They put something together for me. So that's where I'll be. I wish I could be there. I was actually invited for the dunk booth, but I had to graciously bow out of that.
Yeah. Did we draw straws as to who was going to sing happy birthday to Justin?
Well, I already said it can't be me because I'll just run everybody off the broadcast. They'll turn it off. But Justin turning the big 4-0 today.
Is this a 0 birthday?
This is a 0. It's a decade marker, buddy.
That's right. I still feel great, though. I still feel great. Feel young.
I noticed a few more gray hairs on the old head, though, as I was as we were getting ready for the broadcast. Getting a little older.
I feel like I look great, though. I feel like with each age or, each birthday, I start looking a little better, feeling a little better. I just have Tiger's blood, I think.
Hey, go full on Case and Mertens right there and get us a sideline interview with those 3 guys.
Yeah.
I got you. Hey, y'all 3, come here real quick. Coach Harris is probably not going to be happy about this, but we're going to interview you guys. So one thing I want to say, this is the first time we've been on the field, seen you, all 3 of you, injury-free, and obviously you can tell the chemistry, the work that you guys have put in. You guys want to talk a little bit about that, Drew? Dating all the way back to maybe 6th, 7th grade, you guys putting in work? How long?
We've been putting in work a long time and a lot of hours that aren't shown during the summer and on the weekend, going up to the field and getting that chemistry down. And I'm just glad it's really paying off, and getting these guys healthy has been a big part of helping me be successful on the field. So just so grateful for these guys and all the work we've put in.
Look at that. Excuse me. Chase Cobb to Easton Snellings. Touchdown Panthers, 48 yards. And the Panthers go up 86-35. Good lands. The scoreboard broke.
Yeah, they can't figure out how to hold an 8-6 together.
There it is, 86-35, Benton up 51 points.
It's a basketball
just a
score.
Little quick slant by Easton Snelling, split the safeties, and he was gone.
That's Easton Snelling's second touchdown tonight. Good night for him.
The messages that come through on a night like this is Gavin Betts' extra point is good, 87-35. All right.
This is just what the doctor ordered.
87 push-ups for the ROC. They may not make it.
Yeah, and if I can just get everyone to give a moment of prayer for the ROTC team.
Yeah.
They are going to look like Popeye in the morning.
Hey, Justin, do you still have the boys down there close?
I do.
Yeah, continue, please.
I got the boy band down here. The leader of the boy band, the guy that he tries to mimic an NSYNC character.
That's got to be Will Carter.
Will Carter, yeah, absolutely. Will Carter. Will, tell us a little bit about your health. You're starting to feel better. Obviously, you look great today. When you're on the field, it makes a huge difference in what we can do offensively. Tell us about how you feeling and how do you feel about tonight?
I feel good. Coming back from Parkview, I was still dealing with the injury, but I didn't feel it, so I was a little bit pushing myself. But tonight, I still feel it a little bit, but I know my limits now, and I know what I can push and what I can't push. But it's great being able to be back out here. I love football. I love playing with the guys. Been doing it since like 6th grade, so it's awesome.
No, you guys are fun to watch. Come here, Poot. Poot, I want you to talk and tell everybody about your nickname, Poot. Can you explain this to us?
I wish I had a story. I don't have a story, but I need to come up with one. Me and my dad were talking about that the other night. We need to come up with a story, but I've just been called that my whole life.
Now would have been a really good time to come up with one.
Yeah, it would.
So, man, it's a pleasure watching you play, and I feel like with each week you're gaining confidence, you're feeling healthy. Tell us about tonight and how you felt.
This is the first game that I haven't felt anything at all in my hamstring, which is amazing. And me and Will, we haven't really been on the field all the way healthy, both of us. And every week we've been praying about it and saying to each other we can't wait for each other to be on the field at the same time. And this week we finally got it together, me, Will, and Drew. I mean, there's 87 points on the board. What else can you want?
Tell them we want
100.
90.
100.
Yeah.
106 school record.
But, yeah, it's a blessing for sure.
Well, it's a blessing watching you, man, watching you three play. I've been watching you for a long time, and y'all keep it up, and let's go keep riding this wave, man.
So Will and Poot have combined tonight for 309 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns.
Wow.
From their senior quarterback, Drew Davis, who is out of the game now, 26 of 36 for 435 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Those are gaudy numbers.
That's a heck of a fantasy night, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like they never even took a day off through injury and all. As McMillan throws incomplete, intended for Walker Shields. And it's 4th down and 10, Sheridan. So the Panthers have now put the most points on the board against Sheridan in the Kevin Kelly era. They had yielded 84 twice. Once to El Dorado and once to Rogers, Benton at 87. And when Chase Cobb comes in and throws a quick slant to Easton Snellings, who takes it to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what Sheridan does here on 4th down and 10 at the 45-yard line. McMillan going to roll to the right. Looking downfield, throwing, catch made, and it is going to be a first down as J.P. Black made the catch. Jude Turner on the tackle. He is going to be a great Benton Panther, just a sophomore. Another one of those young men really showing up on Monday nights for the JV. First down, Sheridan. Trips to the wide side of the field, single receiver to the short side, and we just had a marker thrown, and looks like an offside on Benton.
Well, my brother-in-law said that he would appreciate a field goal to get us to 90 points in honor of the class of 1990. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, I think Evan Betts might have to be the one that kicks it because I'm pretty sure Wilbur's he's in the therapy room getting treated.
Eli Turner was tackled by Baylor Dyson.
As our video board is struggling back there.
Yeah, well, it's carrying a lot of numbers on it tonight. It's just not used to pumping out that kind of juice. Wow, they might ought to flip that to a different picture because it's.
Yeah. As McMillan throws, they're just going out routes against Jude Turner, and Jude with good coverage that time on Jaden Green.
Jaden Green, the intended receiver.
I want to remind everybody again, old-fashioned day, a downtown Benton tradition tomorrow at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Farmers Market will open at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so A lot of fun in downtown Benton. If you're lucky enough to live where Dio does, you can just walk up there. But a great day to walk around downtown, see everybody, enjoy the fall activity and fun. Is Aiden Bateman. Terry, there's your guy on the tackle.
Eli Turner tackled by Aiden Bateman.
Good job tracking that runner down, causing a 4th down with 3 minutes to go.
4th down and 4. Sheridan going to go for it at the Benton 38-yard line. They bring a man in motion, fake to him. McMillan throwing to the center of the field. Catch is made. Grayson Ross with a touchdown-saving tackle of Hunter Sosha. And Sheridan's going to have it in the red zone, 1st down.
That may take the opportunity for Benton to get the ball back away.
Sylvan Hills defeats El Dorado. It is a final 25-10.
On the road.
On the road. So the Bears with 1 loss, Wildcats 1 loss. Benton's going to have 1 loss.
Their second timeout.
And going to be a big one next week, guys. Down no more Minuteman in El Dorado. That is the worst part about El Dorado this year is Minuteman is closed.
I just hate. I'm gonna be out of town for work next week. I didn't even think about it until today. I kind of forgot about it, and I was like, "Dadgum, that's gonna be a heck of a game right there." Because now Ben's gonna be 2-1, El Dorado's gonna be 2-1, Sylvan Hills is gonna be 2-1,
and Jonesboro Catholic, one of those will be 2-1.
Yeah.
So
did somebody text me? Stacy Pelton sent me a message saying Bryant and Pulaski Academy were 0-all in the 3rd quarter.
No, it was 14-6 at halftime.
Was it?
On the group meet. Let's see what the latest update is.
Yeah, I know a lot of times, depending on where you get your data, sometimes those like Max Preps and sites like that don't necessarily have the.
Kyle Sutherland says 34-14 Bryant.
Okay. That's more like what I would
midway
have expected.
through the 3rd quarter. So 2-11, Eli Turner gets the carry running wide, and boy, good job stringing that one out. Aiden Bateman again on the play, and he is adding 2 tackles that are not special teams related, Ter.
Yep. Jude Turner helping him out as well.
2nd down and 12 following the loss of 2. Sheridan brings a man in motion. McMillan pumps and throws. Receiver over the middle of the field, makes the catch, slips a tackle, and that's McCurry Meyer in the end zone with 1:20, and it's 87-41.
Yeah, that little play they do right there, they run the motion guy all the way across the field and then just creates a bunch of kind of chaff in the defensive backfield because you've got the man coverage. Jude Turner's trying to follow his guy over who's not in the route. The outside receiver just kind of slips underneath, and he's wide open because the defenders kind of all get jumbled up together.
Sheridan again going to kick the PAT, and Mitchell's kick is up, and it is good, and they are going to allow the clock to keep running. 87-42 with 40 seconds and counting, and we may not even make it to the kickoff here.
Yeah, I don't think we are.
Marion leads West Memphis 14-12. Wow. That's a lot closer than I expected, but that's an old rival game.
I was about to say, that's what, you never can, a rivalry game. Yeah. That's the thing. Those just, the emotions involved. I mean, I think Benton plays Bryan a lot closer than almost everybody else.
Jonesboro leads Catholic 24-7 in the 4th quarter. So Jonesboro is going to be a 1-loss team. Benton a 1-loss team. El Dorado a 1-loss team. Sylvan Hills a 1-loss team, and potentially Marion a 1-loss team. So still going to be a jumble.
Well,
at the top.
Next week is going to be Separation Friday because you're going to have 2-2-1 teams playing each other. Who does Sylvan Hills play?
I hadn't checked the schedule for next week. But
yeah.
We can check that
We'll
during
look at
this
that.
break.
Yeah.
Benton wins it tonight, 87-42. We're going to take a break, come back with our post-game show tonight of a big, happy Benton win. Tonight's post-game show brought to you by Jones Heating and Air.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Everett difference means we treat everyone with respect and honesty. Our customers know firsthand how that feels.
You are their main focus.
They're all working toward the same common goal, which is providing exceptional customer experience.
Everett has earned our trust.
Everett always gives me the best deal. Always.
Everett made it happen.
That's the only place we will ever buy a car from, ever.
We are grateful for the opportunity to serve. Discover the Everett difference for yourself.
Panther fans, it's hard to beat Friday night football in Benton, Arkansas. Each year, our players, coaches, cheerleaders, dance team, and band work countless hours to achieve perfection on the field and become the pride of our hometown. My name is Brian Black, class of '89, and for many years, our team at BCOH Architects has worked hard to make you proud of the town we live in. ACDI, the River Center, Boys and Girls Club, and Benton Event Center are some of our favorite projects. We want to make Benton shine, and we look forward to many more years serving you. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm Miranda Kirkendall, owner and advanced nurse injector here at Solux Aesthetics in the heart of downtown Benton. I've had the pleasure of serving our community for the last 4 years. At Solux, it's not about changing who you are, it's about making you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin with the results that look natural and true to you. Whether it's Botox, filler, or skin treatment, I focus on results that look fresh, natural, and unique. I'd love for you to stop by and see me at 149 South Market Street or give me a call at 501-249-4177.
All right, welcome back to the Palace, the Jones Heating and Air post-game show tonight. Benton wins at 87-42, and I guess sort of the subtle jab this week was you scored 72 last year on Sheridan. Mm-hmm. You got to match it this year, Terry. They surpassed it by 15.
Yeah, they almost caught it in the first half. I mean, what a offensive show put on by the Benton Panthers. And were it not for, the sportsmanship rule, the mercy rule, in the second half, the Panthers would have put on even bigger show.
Yeah,
and 87 points. Wow.
All right, Justin Ray has Antonio Shelton.
I'm here with Antonio Shelton. Antonio, I want you to kind of walk through what we think was the most electric part of the football game when you intercepted the ball and put a nasty hit on the quarterback and then made your way to the end zone line. Go ahead and walk us through everything that went through your mind in that play.
So last week, I knew they saw film, and when the quarterback starts rolling out, I start to lose my man sometimes. This game, during practice, I focused on not losing my man when the quarterback rolled out and keep my eyes on the man. And so I knew they was coming after me. And as soon as I saw the quarterback look at me too long, and I broke the plane. I jumped the receiver, picked it off, and then coach always tell us to get outside. So I ran outside. I saw my two blockers, kept running. I ain't see nothing else, but I saw number 12 or number 9, whichever one, just run up, and I knew he wanted some, so I just ran him over. And I just kept going. And I told my guys last week, if I got a pick 6, I'm flipping it in the end zone. This week, I got my pick 6, so I flipped it in the end zone. It had to be done.
Well, man, I think I speak for everybody. We're extremely proud of you. That was the highlight of the game in our mind. And just personally, I loved watching you play. I love the growth of what you've had from the time you got here to now. So I'm super proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And also, Justin, to make sure that he knows that he's the first, that he is the first Hurstfield Insurance collision of the game winner.
Yeah.
I'll let him know that.
So the new sponsor has been nailed down, Terry.
It has been nailed down. Hurstfield Insurance. says that they love the idea of the collision of the game.
So they got it. The Hirschfield Insurance collision of the game was Antonio Shelton running over the Sheridan quarterback.
Does that mean that their sponsorship dollars go to the guy that got knocked flat on their back? I mean, that's the tip. The insurance typically takes care of you when you get knocked flat on your back. So I'm sure there's going to be some fun with that.
This is their opportunity to get even.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, Justin, can you get Mama Harris on the mic?
I actually just attempted, and she told me no, and I think when she says no, she means no.
I was trying to get Megan on the mic there for a little bit. So 87-42 while Coach Harris visits with a member of the media. Defensive player of the game, our Neo Home Loan defensive MVP, guys. Who we got tonight?
Well, there was a lot of guys that played really well. I was especially proud of a lot of the D-line when they, putting pressure on the quarterback, making some stuff happen in the backfield. They did a good job there. But, man, Antonio Shelton has really kind of stepped up as the leader of this defense and the way he plays, the amount of passion that he plays with, just his hustle in all things. And then, that interception return for the touchdown, that really encapsulates how he, looks at the game. He looked like he wanted some, so I ran him over. And what can you say about that attitude?
Well, and how about the difference that Carson Conyers makes on that defensive line? Not a big on the stat sheet tonight, but certainly a presence on that defensive line. And then Payne with his 2 interceptions tonight came up big. We really kind of needed those turnovers. That made a big difference in the game, and just a really good night for the Panthers overall.
Yeah.
So Antonio Shelton, our Neo Home Loans defensive MVP. Offensively, guys.
Offensively, boy, you've got a bunch of names out there. But how about the pitch and catch that we saw from Drew and Will tonight? 4 of those 8 touchdown passes were to Will Carter.
Yeah.
And I think you got to look at both of those guys.
Well,
certainly there are others as well. Collett had a big game
Collett
as well.
had a big game. Easton Snelling scored 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's one of those deals, but and you obviously can't when Drew Harris. All right, got Coach Harris here.
All right, I'm here with Coach Harris. Coach Harris, this has got to be a lot better feeling after this Friday night than last Friday night. It was a must-win, I think, in our program. So walk us through kind of how you feel, the message you sent the kids out with, and anything else you'd like to share.
Well, like you said, it's a totally different feeling from last week. Last week we felt like I got our hearts ripped out, and didn't play real well. But I'm going to say this, the guys did a really good job this week of being resilient, bouncing back. That's something we talked to them about. We talked to them about not letting Sylvan Hills get us for 2 games. And, early on, we were feeling sorry for ourselves a little bit, and we got misdeclared on an alignment 3 times, and then they got us for 1 over the top. And, wasn't really focused, and we got to kind of have a heart-to-heart underneath the 10 a little bit, and from that point on, we started getting our eyes right, started declaring like we needed to from a defensive standpoint because we went into it with certain formations. We wanted to play certain coverages, and we didn't get it right the first 4 series. And it'll kill you. They're explosive. They're going to take top off, and they got some good receivers. Receivers are a little bit faster than I anticipated them being. They did a really good job. And but after that, man, I was real proud of how we settled in. Was very efficient, like you said, at halftime on 3rd down, 4th down. And that's the key, getting them off the field on 4th down. I thought our guys did a tremendous job all the way till the end. We started subbing right there.
Yeah, I think, anytime you play a Kevin Kelly team defensively, your eye discipline has to be excellent. And you definitely could tell early on we were kind of lethargic, not getting set, not playing, with discipline. But I think the way you guys got it corrected, that just shows how good of a coaching staff we have, and also the resilience of the senior class being able to come back from the loss last week and then respond, this week. So,
well, big thing is I'm calling him out a little bit. Cordell Payne, early on we felt like he busted a couple of plays, but then he comes back. You get his attention, rattle his cage a little bit, and he gets locked in. And he makes some plays the rest of the night. You got to see him come down in the run fits, do some really good stuff. But we got to start out early, and we was able to, fortunate enough tonight, they couldn't stop us. if they're stopping us and lighting us up like that, we're in trouble, you know. But really good night tonight offensively. It's great to have Will and Carson back on the same field with Drew. You can tell the difference in Drew right now, the air about him, the way he walks around, the confidence and everything. Just a lot of confidence in those two guys to throw it up, know they're going to go get it. And, if we keep those two guys healthy, we're going to be very dangerous. Thought offensive line did a better job tonight too. They packed the box, played a lot of man coverage, brought some pressures. I thought O-line did a lot better at times. So real proud of our team effort tonight.
Absolutely, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're sitting 5-way tie.
Yes.
In the conference right now, and so every single week is going to be extremely important. Do you want to talk a little bit about next week going to El Dorado?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with El Dorado Sylvan and everything, but whatever happened,
Sylvan won.
Sylvan beat them. Okay, so right now everybody's tied, and we're going to fight for first place. Regardless of what happens, we're fighting to stay in first. We may be chasing Sylvan the rest of the year. I don't know. But all I know is we need to go to El Dorado and play really well. Totally different mentality of a team, I think. They're going to run it and try to get in our face a little bit. We're going to be very physical on defense. Defensively, they're going to be very physical and everything. So we'll see what they got this weekend. But I'm just glad to get back on the win column and, go to El Dorado and have an opportunity to still battle for first place.
Absolutely. It was a great feeling to get this win.
Yes, sir.
Back to you guys.
Appreciate
All right.
you guys.
Panthers win it tonight 87-42 in a game that saw 128 combined points and 1,262 combined total yards.
That's a crazy. Well, we never really finished.
Yes,
but
that's what I was going to say.
Drew Davis with 8 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. His completion percentage was off the charts. You got to give it to him, but then Will Carter coming off of, missing the last 2 games due to injury, 200 yards receiving or almost 200 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. Just that connection, especially when you've got number 1 and number 2 on the field with number 7, it definitely equals something great.
Something we don't talk a lot about that I want to mention tonight. How about the job of this coaching staff?
Yep.
We've got a little bit of a different team this year. We've got a smaller team. We've got a little bit faster team. We've been struggling with injuries that we haven't seen since like 2017. We still, 6th game of the year, we still haven't had a 100% healthy team on the field yet. And this coaching staff finds a way to get guys in the right position, coach them up when they make mistakes, and get the things fixed and get us in a position to win.
And when they did tonight, 87-41.
So we're going to go joint. We're going to go co-offensive MVPs.
Drew Davis, Will Carter.
Yeah, I got to.
Okay, so Will Carter's final numbers tonight: 10 catches, 193 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Drew Davis completed 26 of 36 for 435 and 8 touchdowns. He had 4 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. So that's a 500-yard night.
That's insane.
Total. And 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, very good. So we'll go Drew Davis, Will Carter on offense, Antonio Shelton on defense as Justin joins us up in the booth. That was fun, wasn't it?
That was probably one of the funnest games I've ever been able to watch as a spectator.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And you're going to have bragging rights Monday when you go back to work.
Yeah, I've already started.
The text messages were flying all game.
All right, there's the final stats on the board, boys. 483 passing for Benton, 420 for Sheridan. Ironically, Benton only snapped the football tonight 48 times.
That's crazy.
42 times last year and scored 72, 48 tonight and scored 87.
Some good offensive efficiency.
You ain't kidding. So, Terry, your final thoughts tonight.
Well, man, this feels good. But next week has already started. And so I think the boys need to enjoy this victory because next week we've got a tough game on the road. Got to go down to El Dorado and have another good old-fashioned slobber knocker.
Dio?
Yeah, good rebound. from last week. Way to not get your dauber down and come out and lay a goose egg tonight. It's actually kind of exciting because in the past couple of years, at this stage in the season, just kind of feels like a walk in the park till you get to the playoffs. We're having to fight a little bit this year. I think it makes for a stronger, more unified team. I mean, that's one of those every week matters, and when every week matters, your focus is up, your discipline is up, all of those things, those little intangibles that add up, make for a better team at the end of the year, a more resilient team. So I think this is great, and it makes for much better football down the road.
Yep, agreed. So the Panthers will go to Union County next week to play the El Dorado Wildcats. It'll be a battle of one-loss teams in the conference. There are now 5 of them: El Dorado, Sylvan Hills, Jonesboro, Marion, who squeaked past West Memphis tonight 28-25, and our Benton Panthers. Benton wins it tonight 87-42 over Sheridan, and we would love for you to join Brad Harris and the Panthers on Tuesday at Lost Pizza at 6:30 for Panther Live, sponsored by Legends MVP. Coach Harris will do his best to recap tonight's marathon game and preview next week's pivotal 6A East game at El Dorado. We'll also visit with tonight's Neo Home Loans MVPs, Drew Davis and Will Carter, and Antonio Shelton. And we'll also throw another senior in there in the senior spotlight. If you're unable to join us in person, you can stream it each week on Tuesday at 6:30 on the Benton Football Network YouTube channel. Very big thank you tonight to our crew with M&M Productions. Matt Johnson was our engineer. Will Tracy did a great job directing tonight. Jonathan Webb on audio. Austin Arford and Hunter Barksdale were behind the cameras tonight. For Terry Benham, Justin Ray, and Dio Vanucci, I'm Jim Gardner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Benton Panther football. And today and always, remember, it's a great day to be a Fighting Panther. And don't forget Sunday from beginning at 12:30 until 3:30, the 30-year tricentennial celebration of the Benton Athletic Memorial Museum at the Tom Harden Building on the campus of Benton High School. Come out, take a tour of the museum, and enjoy all the fun festivities that will go on with that celebration. Again, tonight's final score, Benton 87, Sheridan 42. Until we greet you on the road from El Dorado next Friday, good night, God bless, and go Benton.